back of what I wanted. Ever since the party started. There's a way for me and you, and I know just what to do. I know it doesn't matter. I'm broken and I'm shattered. There's no one who can erase. Stay frame. You know that's why I don't behave the same. Whenever you are here, I see clear, shed a tear. Don't know if I can pretend all the way to the end. You know the truth is hard to bend. You cannot seem to get to me. I am back with a stolen identity. You know I see through anything. I'm the one man army with a bit of steel. You know that's why I don't behave the same. Whenever you are here, I see clear, shed a tear. Don't know if I can pretend all the way to the end. You know the truth is hard to bend. To I am off to invisible grounds. Don't know when to stop. Returning, it's not the way for me. Only a mile to go. Somewhere I belong. I'll see it clearer now. I'm learning the path as I go. Everybody knows it's spoken on the radio. There is a truth in the lies. I dare to leave you twice.
G'day everyone. Let's get into it. We're here. It's the final round. Looking forward to this one. I have a wild turkey rare cracked. I have just got home from work, so I am therefore pre-sweated. That is a weird resolution, so I'm going to have to jump out and fix that. Goodness me. Jacob Weatherburn, come on board and save me while I go and fix these issues. How are you, my friend?
I'm very well, mate. How are you?
I'm alright. As I said, I just got home from work, so once again, things just a little bit not where they should be. Oh, goodness gracious. Hang on.
I'm absolutely pumped for this evening. Last race of the series. Last race for F1 2021 before the new game drops. I know the hype is real for F1 2022. There's a lot of people out there waiting to see what that game is going to be like.
What are you looking forward to most about F1 2022? Why? Oh, God, Mull, come to the rescue. Why is... Hang on, wait. What if I go over here? Hang on, let's try this one. Come on. We've got the Thomas Malone stretched res happening. We don't even have a game one here. Oh, God, this is what... I'm just not prepared, chat. I'm sorry. My apologies. We're not ready to go. Yes, I know, Avids. I'm sorry. I didn't have the music on for you people. The DJ hamsters hadn't been fed, so I finally got them fed. And now I'm sitting here trying to bugger eyes around with this. What am I doing?
Yeah, JC pressed the red button, the one that says do not touch. He's touched it.
It's got the right windows. Why? Why? What if I go back here? Do I have a game capture here at least? What a shambles. At least it's only qualifying for Tier 2.
Yes, Reese McDaddy will be running hards. It's about the only tyre that man runs on.
Oh, what is this Thomas Malone stretched res business? Why is this happening? Is it a setting in here? I don't think... Nah, see, I played around with all these settings before, so it shouldn't be. Yeah, it looks fine on my screen, but it looks terrible on stream. That's not ideal. Come on. All right. Bear with me, chat. Bear with me. Have a chat to Jacob. Ask him a question.
We'll get it there. We'll get it there. Throw some questions at me, guys.
Ask Jacob a question. I'm going to go and spend a minute or so trying to work out what the bloody hell I've done here.
Who in chat's getting ready for F1 2022? That's what I want to know. How many of you are getting ready to go racing in that game?
Someone asked Jacob a question. Jacob, are you racing next season? I think that's the question we all want to know the answer to.
I had a feeling that question was going to come up tonight, and I'm really stuck between a rock and a hard place because I really want to be racing, but I've also enjoyed my time immensely commentating, so I'm sort of stuck on which one I want to do. I'm hoping there might be some sort of way I can race in one split and commentate the other if things fall nicely.
Yeah, so I had this discussion with Diabols before, actually, and we're going to try and get him to do the same thing. So as long as you two land in different splits, that's a genuine possibility.
Yes, I do agree that JW is the absolute perfect set of initials. You cannot beat it.
Look, I've tried absolutely nothing, and I am all out of ideas. I wonder if I've got to end the stream to make these changes. Because as I said, this looks perfect on my screen. But then I know that coming through on Streamlabs, you guys have got this stretched res business, and that looks dead set terrible. You can't have that. What do I do? What do I do? Is anyone here a streamer? Avids, are you a streamer? Do you know what to do? Oh, I don't know what to do. If you're a Sky Glass or Sky Q customer, press the red button. No, I'm using OBS. It is indeed a slobs problem. As I said, this looks perfect on my screen, but it's not coming through on the... And all the options and settings and stuff in slobs are saying that I've got the right resolution happening. So I don't know... Alright, don't panic. There's still 12 minutes to go in qualifying. All the Tier 2 action occurs when the race starts.
Yes, Jared, I am actually a watcher of Supernatural. I actually really, really enjoy that show. And I know I'm in the same boat as you, Alex, with the shambles that F1 2021 has been. I am a little bit hesitant about F1 2022, but I'm praying that the game proves me wrong, and that it will be fantastic compared to what this one has been at some points.
All right, here's the deal. I'm going to kill this. What am I streaming to? Do, 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 do. Da, da, da. Why can't I change screens? Change windows. Hello, chat. Are we back? Can you hear me? I'm here for you. Hello, Alex. Hey, you look fucking dashing last night, by the way. Create output projector for my man Jacob. Make it this one over here. Should be that one there. Go live for Jacob so he can see what we're doing. And then go live for YouTube chat so they can see what we're doing. Now we're in spectator mode. And you should be able to see... Wait, there's no game sound. Is there no game sound? Or is it only me who can't hear game sound? Look, if you can hear game sound, YouTube, I'm totally okay with that. Because at the moment, I can't hear game sound.
No game sound
No
at the
game
moment.
sound. Why?
But we fixed the resolution
All right,
problem.
well, we've got the resolution sorted out. We've still got 5 minutes to go on quali. So, we're getting there. She's one button at a time, but we're getting there. Just give me a second. I'll go over here and try and work out why F1 isn't playing game sound. It is playing game sound. Up! 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 We should be on! All right. I am so sorry, YouTube chat. That took me way longer than it should have. Look, here, look. Now, have some telemetry and a full bloody track map because I bloody spoil you. And then we'll go out on track with Tom Maloney and we'll see what he's up to. As we finally get settled in.
We are back.
The final round of Octane Online Racing's Legends Series for F1 2021. And the bots right on cue. Get involved. Hello. Naked bots. Is there anything better? Matty Powell, where are you? I need you to smite that. Good man. Bang on cue. Neil Alexander's in chat. He's smite them. Hello. Oh, shit. I shouldn't have. Were you invisible? Sorry, I shouldn't have told everyone that Neil Alexander's definitely not here smiting bots. He's here in spirit. Nah, no Mull this week. He's on holidays. A well-deserved holiday with his lovely wife for a birthday party. They've gone south, as far south as you could possibly go, because he's already pretty south. Just enjoying himself down there for a birthday party. So yeah, no Mull tonight. But we do have
a full grid.
A full grid of 20. Spot on. Well spotted. So who's the new faces, Jacob? Who can you see that we've not seen before? Just a quick glance. Doesn't quite work it out for me. Radicha Kisworo looks like a new one for me.
Driver. Is he the only driver that's... Mull's the only one that was missing this week, it looks like?
I reckon you're right. So Matt Thomas is on.
Fantastic turnout for the last round of the series.
Everyone just looking to do the send-off for F1 2021. As we said, before we head into F1 2022, which we are all very excited about. Andre McLeod currently the quickest with a 1:26.9. He's the only one in the 1:26s at this very point in time. But Frank Frankfurt looking to come around the final corner now and see if he can put himself up there.
Wrong straight, JC.
Oh, I'm playing ACC. Gets me
F1 is
every
around
time.
the other side.
Gets me every time. Well played.
It's so confusing, isn't it, sometimes?
Yeah. You know, the thing is, I've actually raced this track on this game more than I have ACC. But I don't know, the other game just feels more like home to me because obviously I play that game more because my brain just, yeah, not sure. Anyway, is what it is. So Franco halfway through his lap here. Does look like a very nice lap. He's been very clean so far on his way through turn one of the first sector. And now he's going to pit just to shove that right up me. Fair enough.
Just over 2 minutes to go.
How's Andre going? He's already got the purple lap, so we'll follow him for a while. We'll see what he's doing that everyone else needs to copy.
Oh, he's got some traffic in front of him.
Cops is turn 1 in our hearts. That's spot on.
Momo does well to get out of the way. He's down there in P19 though, with only 2 minutes to go. He needs to get himself a move on. He's going to have one lap.
Nah, he could do whatever he wants. He's already won the championship. He can just hang around the back if he wants to. Old Momo, he's fine.
He's doing the last to first for the last race of the season.
Oh, I like that. Oh, go away.
G'day, Bab. Nice to have you here.
Hello, Babby. Out of all the bugs in this game, I hope that revolution, that low rev bug, this one here.
That's the one. That's the one that's got to go. It's got to go.
Out of all the bugs, I don't care if we don't get any extra camera angles or broadcast. No, I kind of do. I do really want more broadcast tools.
I hope we get some sort of replay function as well.
Yep, agreed. But yeah, this low revolution bug it just hurts my brain. Stop it. Stop that. Anyway, let's go find someone else on the lap. How's Matt Thomas going? I don't think he was with us last week for Suzuka.
No, he's a tenth and a half up here just out of the first sector, which would be nearly enough to grab him pole, so he's on a good lap here. But you're right, he did miss last week.
Tell you what, Ben Curtis looking very nice up there in P5, considering how much he despises this track. What does Ben Curtis despise more, the Ferrari or this track?
I think it's the Ferrari.
Ooh, I don't know. I'd contest.
He did throw a threat out saying he wouldn't race this season if he was put in the Ferrari, that he would pull out.
It might be the Ferrari because he's just gone up to P3 with a 27.1. I do know that he has put in a lot of laps, but that's a very, very impressive time at 27.1. Matt Thomas comes around now and does improve by
0.07.
But not quite enough.
Andre.
Andre's another one who has put in a lot of laps for this track too. He mentioned that he's very sick of getting poles and not completing
and
races.
Not converting.
Yeah. So
the timer does tick 0, so everyone's on their last lap now as well.
Look for him to dominate tonight. I would suggest this is going to be a Peter Thomas-esque performance from Andre McLeod if he gets his way. That is invalid, so he's not going to be improving with that one.
Very wide.
Although we said that about Hungary and they were, he's got a red track map, so it's definitely invalid. Ben's just posted a time, so I don't think he's improving.
Yeah, it's invalid.
He's got a red track map. He's not going anywhere. How's Suma going? He's 7.5 seconds down on his previous best. It's not going to be that.
He's going nowhere.
Looks like everyone else is done. I think Raj may be on the lap. I don't know. We'll have a look around. It looks like Raj and Brian Kavinsky are the only two left on track who potentially could be on laps.
Oh, it's very wide through there. He's half a tenth down.
You were having a crack at Momo for Ben at the back of the field, so he's put himself up there in P4 to spot you. Declan Hollingshed doing very nicely up there in P3. Yes, I know how to pronounce his last name. That's a bit of a joke. He makes sheds. That's what he does. That's his job. He's had a very good season, has Deckers. I tell you what, there must be something in the water down there at Haas, because obviously Peter Thomas has dominated Tier 1. Nathan Monks has had a very, very strong season in Tier 1. And both Haas boys in this tier have also been super strong. So there must be something in the water down there, I reckon. They've had a really good season. It is Andre McLeod who will start from pole. Himself, Matt Thomas, and Deckers, the only three drivers to get into the 26s. Look how close it is up the top there. Very nice work. And no more than a second all the way down to P16, which is... I know we say this every week, but that is ridiculously close from Tier 2.
They don't drop their standards, do they? Every single week.
Brian Kavinsky actually doing that time on mediums. So whilst he's down there in P16, he gets free choice. That'll be an interesting bet to watch him come through the field if possible. So into the race we will depart. So what is the strat here? Have you got any idea what we're doing here? I don't know. I haven't really looked up on it.
I've absolutely no clue.
Ben sent me a message before. He said it's soft medium very comfortably. So soft medium or medium soft, choose your poison there. So it's not like Hungary where we had a sort of a weird strategy where they weren't sure whether it was a 2-stop or a 1-stop or what. This is a very, very comfortable, soft, medium strat. Yes, of course, we will see Jesse McLean on the hards because he loves his hards. But other than that,
surely he starts on the hards. I'd be disappointed if he didn't.
Yeah. Look, I wouldn't be disappointed as long as he starts on softs. If he starts on softs and gets, some value out of those and then goes on to the hard tyre later, then I'd be okay with that. But I think you're right. I think you want to start on the hards and then use the softs when you got low fuel, don't you?
If you're going to run that strat, yeah, you get on the hards first, get on the softs at the end when they're going to be the fastest tyre by a long way, I should suggest.
Is that the case, Jeremy? Jeremy's just pointed out in chat that an Aston Martin has been on pole every single race in Tier 2 this season. That is a massive effort, if true, from the Aston Martin boys.
Andre did post in there just up that it was an Aston Martin clean sweep. So yes, you're right. If that is the case, that is very, very impressive.
Who's this over here? Abbots, how you doing, bro? Thanks for the help. He's in chat. I'm going to open these up. Yeah, Diabols, the man, the myth, the legend, sent me a very, very good rundown of Tier 2 and Tier 1. So I'm looking for... I don't know if he watches these back. I'm pretty sure he does. But he should absolutely join us in the box next season, I reckon. Even if the two of you race in the same split and it means we've got to have 3 in the commentary box for one of the races, I'm totally okay with that because there's enough room in here to fit one more.
Give me in-car commentator. Just let me race and you can cross to me whenever you want.
Yes, see, I think that's a great idea.
I would love that.
There's a few of the higher-ups don't think that's a good idea and it causes distractions and then you've got reasons to blame it on us. I think it's a good... I've offered myself up for that too. I think it's a great idea.
I do see the downfall of it if I do happen to bin someone while I'm talking to you or something. But we are underway here. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And away we go. Last round of the series underway. We have 26 laps of Silverstone. Andre gets a great start, leads us into turn 1. Deckers have made up a position there. He's moved up into P2. Tom Maloney having a dive on Diabols. Doesn't quite get the move done. Moving their way around. There's a few movers in the field. We have a spinner. Gerald Chu is around. Unfortunately, starting on those mediums as well. We've got a few drivers made up a few positions here already. Tom Maloney looks up the inside of Suma.
Not too bad from all concerned there. Looks like Gerald Chu obviously had a really rough start. Poor old Gerald. So he's down there at the back of the field. But everyone else got away reasonably clearly. And as you said, there's a couple of drivers who have done nicely and made up spots. So good start. Tier 2.
Dale Beveridge up 3 and on the medium tyre. So he's had a great start.
So I don't know how Deckers doesn't like this track. This is absolutely one of my favourites, both for hot lapping and for racing. I think this is a great track for... It's either you like it for hot lapping or you like it for racing. Some tracks, I think this is a great track for both. I really enjoy this track, and especially on this game. It's very sticky, and there's such a high-speed entry to Maggots and Beckett's and Cops and all the high speed. They just stick to the road, and it was even better in 2020 when they didn't have these new aero restrictions. They're a little bit slower through there now, but look at that, just full pelt through that corner. Absolutely love it. In an ACC, you're down a gear and you're off the pedal. Down there, absolutely flat through that. Love it. Couple of cars in the pits. Norfolhermer and Gerald Chu obviously coming together on lap 1. So they've ducked into the pits for a very early pit stop, both going on to the mediums now, or have they started the mediums?
I think they started on the mediums, so they're going to go to the hards from here on in, but we do have a lot of cars starting on the mediums, so we've got probably nearly half the field here on a reverse strategy, which is going to be very interesting come the end of the race.
I think Gerald went from mediums to mediums just quietly, whereas
Norfolk definitely has.
Norfolk switched from mediums to hard, so he's done his mandatory, he's finished his alright. Gerald might have to pit again. Have a look at that.
I'm not sure you'd want to be on the hards for 25 laps, so I think they'd be probably pretty garbage. So a second pit stop's probably not going to be a bad idea. I'll try not to curse anyone this week.
No, none of that. Hey, get all your curses out. I love your curses. You're on fire last week. Tell you what, we had a good race in Hungary too. Everywhere we pointed the camera, people were bending it. It was great. But no, it's been
it was a bit like that, wasn't it?
That's been a pretty clean start here from Tier 2. Andre McLeod replied instantly by Matt Thomas with the first to go under a 30 with a 29.8. And the DRS has been enabled. 2 DRS zones here on this track, if I'm not mistaken. No.
Yes, 2.
I might be mistaken.
No, there is 2. 2 DRS zones.
On the track map, I can only see...
You've got one on this straight here that Momo's on now, and then one on the straight after Maggots and Maggots.
Yeah, I should just use my intuition and believe what I was talking about. That's why you're the best. That's why you're in it. You know your shit. I'm just pointing buttons and stuffing up Streamlab.
Matt Thomas is sitting right on that 1 second gap to Andre. He's trying to break that DRS straight up. Brian Kavinsky decides nearly to mow the lawn on the inside there.
So there's 3 cars at the back of the field. What's going on back there? I reckon Jesse McLean's had some issues as well. He's dropping back through the field. I'm going to point the camera at that man, but he's down there at the back of the field now. I was just watching the track map, and the 2 cars that had pitted early had been joined by a 3rd dot. So, yeah, Jesse McLean obviously having an issue somewhere.
Which is unfortunate. That man has not had much luck in the back half of this season.
Yeah, racing is a lot about luck, but it's also a lot about experience, and it is just his first full season. Joe Williams is DNF'd.
We have a VSC straight up already, and a full safety car.
It is a full safety car.
A full safety car,
so,
just as the leader goes past pit lane. So that safety car is going to sit in the middle of the track there as these back guys come through. Let's hope no one hits it.
Diebol said it is a very easy soft medium. How easy is it? Is it easy enough for the soft runners to get in there now?
I think Peter Thomas said up there that softs could go to about lap 11 before the start of the race.
Oh,
but
wow.
I don't know if it's... I think it might be too early to pit to get off the softs.
If they go all the way to lap 11, there's no reason the mediums can't go 24 laps. Yes, they'll be really painful by the end, but I reckon there'll be a few that dive in here. Jesus, I thought Tom was going into that pit entry, and even I knew that wasn't the one. I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple dive in there. Very interesting to see whether they do or not. Any rain expected? We don't know that. See, that's another thing I'd like. F1 2022, the ability for the spectator to see the weather forecast. That'd be...
Oh, yeah, that would be great as well.
Would that not be a super easy addition? So these guys just coming up to the safety car now. The safety car has had some issues already this season, so I'm just always very curious to see how the cars pull up to... Oh, Bert Mylander, as he sits there on the side of the road, he's looking all right tonight.
He got out of the way.
He's calm and collected, not killing anyone yet. Not yet, there's still plenty of time.
But great news for these guys. They can catch up with the back of the queue now, as a few of the guys do dive into the pits. Look at that. Most of our leaders are in, so they're going to use the opportunity to slap the mediums on the car. Deckers looks to be the only driver on the softs that's decided to stay out.
Bother! Joe Williams. What happened, my friend? We didn't catch it. We only saw it on the track map, and we knew you were the reason who brought out this safety car. So tell us what happened. Got a little sideways somewhere very early, and DNF'd yourself. Unlucky tonight, mate. Looking forward to having you back in 2022. True for 22. Decker's the only one to stay out. Interesting. Oh, what the hell has happened here? Deckers is dead. No, it's his teammate who's dead. Dale Beveridge is dead.
Dale Beveridge, Deckers has hit Dale.
What on earth?
Wiped him out under safety car. What the hell has happened there?
What just happened? They are teammates. They should be on TeamSpeak. So whatever we've just missed has been an outright broad daylight murder.
Deckers picked up a 5-second penalty for a severe collision, so he's hit him pretty hard.
What on earth? That
has unfortunately ended Dale Beveridge's race, and he was having a cracker from the start.
was what, safety car again? Maybe? No, I
Yeah.
don't think so. No, safety car was nowhere near him. So
Safety car, yeah, safety car's nowhere near him. I'd just say Deckers has maybe been warming the tyres or something and not realised his teammate was right beside him.
So what kind of damage has Deckers picked up from this would be my question. And, you know, obviously, I think he's almost the only one on track who hasn't pitted.
He is the only car on track that has not pitted.
Where are the pit stops?
Yeah,
Apparently
doesn't
I
have
can't
much
see
damage
there.
there.
Oh, no, there's a couple of the back runners who haven't pitted yet, so those guys have moved up. But yeah, as you said, everyone who was up the front of the field has pitted. You're spot on, well spotted. He's got no damage, so it hasn't really affected his...
Dale's maybe run up the back of him. If Deckers maybe slowed down for the safety car and Dale's just ploughed into the rear of him.
Bevs went into Deckers. Something about passing the safety car then was letting people pass. So yeah, just a confusion of communication between the two Haas fellas, and it has ended in a DNF for Dale Beveridge. Deckers lucky to get away with no damage and currently leading the race.
It's given him a 5-second penalty though, and because he still needs to pit, once he pits at the end of the safety car, that's going to hurt him massively as well. So unfortunately, it's stuffed the race for both Haas drivers.
Well, there you go. Scenes and drama early on. Goodness me, what a night in store we have if that's the case.
Great start. It's been a great start.
Not a great start for Joe Williams and Dale Beveridge, unfortunately. We feel for those boys, but yes, we've got 6 laps down, 2 DNFs and a safety car already. It does bode well for added spiciness later on.
Bilco F1 series does have floor damage, but I do believe we have that setting turned off in this series. So there is no floor damage or rear wing damage in this series.
Correct.
If you do get those sort of damages in this game, the cars are basically undrivable. I don't know if you've ever run that setting and had floor damage or rear wing damage, but they're not very fun to drive once you get that sort of damage.
So, just heading into the second sector now. Most cars have caught up. We're just waiting for Radica and Norfolk to catch up to the back of the field, but the safety car's done a couple of laps already, so I wonder if it might just say that's enough is enough and I'm going to come in this lap.
Yeah, I reckon they'll get onto the back of the queue and the safety car will come in. They'll catch up in time. Surely. And it is. Safety car is in. So we're going to go green again.
Yep.
Lap 6. I think it's only the top 4 that are left to pit. I think 3 of them are on mediums and Deckers is the only car left on softs. Well, some of the guys have put softs on in their pit stop, so they're definitely going to be pitting again.
Yeah. Interesting call from Raj Sandhu and Robert Wenzel, both very experienced OR fellas, but we're back underway. We're green.
They have left Keelan behind off the start there.
Keelan caught napping. Yep. Matt Thomas also seems to have fallen way off the back here.
What's happened to Andre? Where's he disappeared to? He's all the way down in P18. Has he had a moment coming out of the last corner? Because he was up there in P4. He's now at the back of the field. It looks like he's got wing damage with that understeer.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, no. He's put it on pole again and not had the start he would have wanted.
So we were talking about why a gap developed between 3 and 4. That'd be why.
Yes.
They've obviously had to dodge him or something. And so, as we were talking about previously, poor old Andre just wanted to put a result on the board after his pole, and it's not going to happen tonight.
None. Ahmed Jasmine spun it around in the McLaren.
He got 10 seconds for cutting a corner too, so that's that's very rough.
It's not been the best safety car restart for some of these guys. But up the front here, looks like they've all gotten away relatively well. The top 2 have bolted. So what, Matt Thomas is effectively the leader of the race at the moment, with the top 3 guys still having to pit.
So let's see what Suma can do on these new softs.
He's going to want to go hard because he's obviously going to have to pit again. Keelan picks himself up 3 seconds.
Not for the first time, Keelan Dryberg is the first driver to grab 3 seconds for track cut penalties. I would suggest that that is probably the 4th or 5th time this season he has been the first to open that door.
So we've got another yellow flag. Who's around now? Jesse McLean is
McLean
around.
on his hard tyres too.
They'll be garbage now. That's going to put him, he was up there in P14, that's going to put him all the way to the back again.
Yep, that's not his night.
Andre's in the pits to get that new front wing sorted. He's going to be half a lap behind, so he'll be praying for another safety car.
He's had a couple of spins already tonight, Jesse McLean, so clearly he hasn't got the setup down pat, or he just doesn't quite practice the high-speed corners, which can get the rear end a little bit loose. A couple of the guys who were doing practice midweek were saying they had to chuck a bit of extra wing on just to get that rear end traction down. So here's Tom Maloney up the inside of Keelan Dryberg. His
Great battle here. Suma's going to have a look as well.
Williams teammate doing nicely there to make that move. And Keelan getting his extra compromise, which allows Robert Wenzel through as well. Suma moves his way up to P6. Tom Maloney up to P5. Keelan Dryberg gets mugged and goes down to P7. Norfolk Hermer grabs 3 seconds. And DRS has been re-enabled. So here we go again.
These guys were making some passes without it, so we'll see what they can do with it. Franco there in P10. 2 Mercedes drivers, 10 and 11. So we're going to get a bit of a DRS train happening here, all the way up to about P7. So don't know if many of them will get much overtaking done. Keelan manages to hold them off. Deckers has surely got to be coming into the pit soon. Those softs, they're going to be Nelly at the end of their tyre life.
Oh, flat. 1 gear shift. 1 gear shift. That's amazing how quick they go. They are incredible machines.
Very nice.
Hi, Lucas. Discord? Question mark. I don't understand the question. Yes, we have a Discord. Yes, you should be in it. Yes, I'm on Discord. Yes, Discord is great. I don't know. Yes, Discord. The answer is yes.
Surely one of them answered the question.
It's good to have you here, Lucas. Yes, join us on the Discord. Send me a message on the Discord. I like messages. I'll chat to you. What's going on? How do you like your pineapple?
On a pizza, where it should be.
Of course. I'm glad you agree.
Where it belongs. Doesn't belong anywhere else. Pizzas and hamburgers. It's right where pineapple lives.
He's not on track, and he's all the way down there in Tasmania. You can't do anything about it. What are you going to do?
Probably kick me out of the com box now. Your front roll just disappear soon.
Tell you what, the 2 Mercedes boys having a bit of a battle here.
Another yellow flag here in Sector 1. Looks like a McLaren was running wide. They have a bit of a DRS train. Robert Wenzel's sort of in no man's land trying to catch Momo there in P4. Who is our championship winner, if I am not mistaken.
Momo is, yep, done, easy.
No one can catch him.
Correct, yeah, I haven't got the scoreboard up tonight, so I don't know where the points tables lie. You might be able to go find that. It'll be posted in the Tier 2 chat room. Just let us know if there's any battle going for P2, P3, what the constructors are up to. We'll do the same for Tier 1.
Alright, let's have a look. We do have Ben Curtis in P2 in the championship and Deckers in P3, separated by 27 points.
Oh, the 2 Mercedes boys giving Keelan Dryberg a bit of how you going there. So Raj made a move on Keelan. Keelan, I don't think, gave it up easily, but then braked himself, and then both Mercedes boys getting him. And it looks like he's just going to bleed positions now as Jacob Sevilla, Gerald Chu, and Radicia Kiswara all make their way past. He's got a piece of end plate missing now, does Keelan Dryberg. That's going to hurt. So he'll fall backwards. on those medium 10-lap old tyres. He wouldn't mind a bit of a pit stop at some point, but it's probably a bit early for him now. He'd be disappointed with that.
Got to get off. Hey, they look like that car is understeering terribly on those mediums.
So I didn't mean to cut you off. What's going on Tier 2? Who's P2? Who's P3? Is there a catchable gap there?
Well, we have Ben Curtis in P2 and Decker's in P3, but there's a 27-point gap.
Ooh.
We have Raj Sandhu in P5 on 293, with Robert Wenzel in P6 on 289.
Ooh, there's a spicy one.
That is the battle to watch for P5 in the championship between those two.
Especially with those boys both on the same strategy here too. They've both got 5-lap old softs on at the moment, so they will need to pit again. Raj trying to wake his way past his Mercedes teammate at the moment.
And that's about our closest battle in Tier 2 here.
That is a spicy one. If Deckers didn't have that penalty, he might be on for pinching P2. But I would suggest that with that penalty and the pit stop yet to go.
Oh, Keelan now gets a 5-second for speeding in pit lane.
Oh, that's with his broken wing too.
Yeah, rubbed into the wounds.
Sad. Raj, nicely down the inside. I don't think Frank will give that one up. Oh, it does. Okay, nice. Well played. Well played from the Mercedes boys. Just giving each other a bit of room there. Raj.
He knows Raj is on those soft tyres. He needs to get a move on because he's going to have to pit again.
Raj got the DRS out of that too, so he stretches his legs and moves away. Consolidates P9. He's got a bit of a gap up to Mike Noldi and Ben Curtis, who are in battle at the moment. Hello, Craig Dale. Good to see you, my friend.
There's a few battles. It'll be interesting to see how these medium runners fare towards the end of this race, whether these mediums hang on comfortably or not.
Ethan Small, it is never too late. Ethan's in chat saying he's not going to be able to make it to Tier 1 even though he can make it. I disagree. Get in there, mate.
I have a feeling Keelan's come out on the hards after his pit stop and binned it.
Oh, no.
He's still in the race, but he's definitely pointing towards the fence there in Sector 1.
I hope he's got all his wing in place.
Looks like he does. Cold, hard tyres. I'd say he just lit it up as Deckers comes into the pits.
So Matt Thomas overtakes the lead of the race. Overtakes the lead. He is now taking the lead of the race as he overtakes Declan Hollingshead while he's in the pits, is what I meant to spit out. Momo currently P2, chasing him down. And Brian Kavinsky doing nicely up here in P3, but he's yet to pit.
Ferrari in 3 and 4 at this point in time. Another yellow flag in Sector 1. Ahmed Jasmine looks like he's round again. That man is not enjoying Sector 1 tonight. I think that's his 3rd spin there.
Yep, another one who's just not quite getting the traction down around turn 1.
Having not pitted yet, those mediums are going to be terrible. He's going to want to get off them now.
Whoa.
That's wide from everyone there.
Everyone. So that might be another Hungary setup where it's just a bit abusable out there. And the drivers have figured out that they can go wide and not get punished for it. So that might be another one of those Hungary-type corners. We saw plenty of that.
I don't know if it's like that here. There is some corners where you can run super wide, and as long as you blip the throttle a little bit, you get away without any warnings. As long as you show that you lost time, the game tends to not give you a track cut penalty.
Joe Williams saying Keelan's doing his first race on his new wheel. That's a bloody good effort. It's always hard transitioning to a new wheel and new rig, new setup, that kind of stuff. So he's done pretty well to turn up and have a crack at it.
It's always a nice learning curve when you get a new wheel, though, especially if it's got some good force feedback in it compared to what you're used to. You're right, Joe. If you are caught abusing track limits and not getting penalised for it, if we do happen to catch you, you will get a post-race penalty. It is frowned upon immensely as Keelan picks himself up another 3 seconds.
I'm not going to sit here and be the police of it, though. I'm not looking for him to abuse it. It just happened to happen upon it sometimes. Is it this corner here, yeah?
Yes.
This is...
Yep. Looks like Keelan's come to a stop. He might be having troubles with his wheel because he's come to a complete stop in Sector 3, but he's moving again. Moving again now.
Always in place in pace. He's a good carry on. Momo's been looking pretty dangerous here behind Matt Thomas for a little while now. He's had DRS a couple of times, and Matt Thomas is flat out of battery. So Matt Thomas guarding the inside line there pretty nicely. Got it pulled up, and again, just putting his car on the inside. So Momo having to plan this approach pretty carefully. Matt driving nicely at the moment as they come around to complete lap 15. Lap 14-ish, around about there, somewhere. Carry the one, -2. But yeah, Matt flat out of battery. I think this move's going to happen pretty shortly. Momo, our current championship winner,
Hold
he's
him.
been quick all season.
He'll get the DRS here. As long as he stays close on exit, he should be able to just breeze past him.
Matt got a very good exit though. Momo didn't quite get on the power, so it won't be here. But you're not wrong. I don't think this is far away at all.
He'll look to just sit behind him. He'll have a look after Maggots and Beckett's when he gets that DRS again. Matt Thomas just gets the drive out of the corners. He seems to have better traction than Momo. But it's all about that run through here is going to set them up for that straight.
Oh, down to 5th there from Momo, which gives him some extra rotation, allows him to get on the gas really early. So I think this might be the one. He set this up a while ago. Jesus, he came close. Oh, it could not have been closer, but in a game of inches, that's all you need, and he gets that one done. So up into P1 goes Momo Man. And
He
Matt
wanted
Thomas,
every bit of that extreme.
didn't he ever? Goodness me.
Gives you a heart attack.
And a purple lap for good measure. So a couple of DRS bursts and a bit of battery and an overtake. No, Matty. Oh, whoa.
Hold it.
Oh,
It's got to be some
no.
wing damage.
Oh, no.
Oh no, he's.
Oh.
Oh, dear Lord. It's going from bad to
Oh,
worse.
watch your bloody rejoins. Oh, my God. Oh, Frank Frankfurt is dead. No, he saw that coming from a mile away. Oh, no.
Matt Thomas has killed Frank Frankfurt, and the other Alpha driver
That'll be a
seems to have
safety
also
car.
run into the back of Frank.
Oh,
And we have our second safety car for this evening.
Oh, Radicha also a part of that. So our debutant
Thomas.
driver tonight has also deadened.
Have you done?
There was a penalty handled out for, I think Gerald Chu grabbed himself 5 seconds for being a part of that as well. But Matt Thomas, after getting turn 1 a little bit wrong and performing what was... Look, it wasn't the first rejoin itself wasn't necessarily great, and that was like we took a breath and we said, okay, a crisis averted, all's well that ends well, and then back onto the track he came, and Frank Frankfurt comes around the corner and just gives them the world of all boops.
Franco will be screaming at his monitor right now.
Yeah, he'll be a very upset man, as will Radicha.
But it happens. It happens. We make mistakes. Whether Matt Thomas has a track map up while he's racing, I do not know.
Oh, that is rule number 1 when you come into
Yes.
Octane Online Racing is put your full track map on. Oh, no. Oh,
There might be a post-race penalty coming his way.
Ben Curtis.
Ben Curtis, no.
So
It is kicking off.
Does that bring Deckers back into P2 contention, I wonder?
Yes, I think it will.
Oh, from the lead of
Curtis
the
from
race
the lead
too.
of the race.
Oh,
Trying to catch the safety car has just murdered his Delta.
oh no.
That is very unfortunate from the lead. Momo's P2 slapped a fresh set of softs on that car. And he can't serve this under safety car either, so he's just got to sit there and wait now, knowing that once this safety car goes in, he's going to go tumbling down to last place.
Was coming up to this safety car very gingerly.
Was he one of the ones that got murdered at Spa?
I don't think he was one of the ones who got murdered at Spa, but he was certainly a witness to a couple of murders.
Everyone has jumped in and slapped fresh softs on the car.
Softs will go another 9 laps for sure,
Yeah.
so that is the tyre you want to be on.
Everybody except Ben Curtis is going to be on fresh tyres, so he's even going to have a hard time catching back up after he does his drive-through.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think this brings Deckers right back. I don't know what the difference is, but sort of in points between, you know, like what's Deckers probably going to finish? Like P3, P4, P5, something like that. Ben, I think, right to the back of the field here, yeah.
He'll be P16, I'd suggest, after his drive-through.
So he'll, you know, put on a fresh set of softs, maybe make up another 2 or 3 positions, although he's got to pass Andre McLeod and Jesse McLean, Matt Thomas, all very quick drivers. Although Jesse McLean gets a...
He won't be able to put a fresh set of softs on. Cause
How do you get a 3-second pen under safety car? What are you doing? Okay, apologies. Goodness me. That man...
That's...
Deep breaths.
Oh, it's gone from bad to worse.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Right, so what penalty situation we got here? Drive-through, obviously still for Ben Curtis. He's got to serve that once safety car comes
He's up
in.
3 seconds under the safety car as well. He's pushing that hard to catch the safety car that he's given himself a track penalty.
Couple of threes handed out to Raj Gerald and Keelan Dryberg with 2 times that amount, 6 seconds. Norfolk with 6 as well. Ahmad Jasmine's got 13 seconds worth of penalties. We saw. I actually think only one of those is legitimate. The 3 seconds that he got for track cuts, fair enough. The 10 seconds he got very early on for spinning, and Codemasters thought he cut
the corner. Yeah,
so that may or may not be removed, but
I'd say he'd protest that.
3 seconds whilst under safety car. Oh, there's a wing. Whose wing's that? There's been a collision under safety car.
Oh no, who's hit who?
Norfolk and Gerald have come together.
My God.
Gerald is behind Norfolk.
That would have been Gerald's front wing, I would suggest it is. Doesn't look like he has much of a front wing. He does not.
So that is...
Guys, we're driving at 80 kilometres an hour and you're hitting each other. What is going on?
So Gerald got 5 seconds for the initial safety car causing collision. Not that it was his fault, obviously. The rejoin and the DNFs in front of him, he's just come around the corner and is a passenger. But he grabbed himself 5 seconds for that, and now he's got... No. That should have been... How's he got 8 seconds if he's got 2 5-second penalties would be my question.
Whether one got served in the pit stop?
Because he's already pitted under safety car.
Yeah.
Served one, maybe. Yeah. Oh, it is all happening. What is Split 2, Bilko? What is Split 2?
They've been fantastic all season. I think they're all just a bit anxious being the last race of the season, maybe.
They've all just checked out. They're ready for F1 2022.
Safety car is probably going to do another lap.
Tell you what, I hope they all put their practice in, because that game's driving model is going to be a lot different. Obviously, the regulation changes and the lack of downforce. They'll be used to these cars being super quick, and they'll have to put in the practice if they're going to be quick in the next game. Oh, Gerald, what are you doing?
Saw that coming. I saw that coming a mile away.
No, he's already dead.
As soon as he braked, no front wing. You're not going to stop that quickly.
Oh my goodness. And
we are racking up the penalties tonight.
They'll wait. Serve that penalty. Off come the tyres. Ends a new wing. It's a 37-second pit stop. All right, I can't watch this, man. Goodness me. Go over here and watch someone else under safety. Oh, Gerald. Gerald.
So Momo's going to be the effective leader of the race here.
Not for the first time this season. This man up the front of the field doing very nicely. You'll know the drive-through in front of him puts him in provisional P1. As you said, Tom Maloney, after winning Suzuka last week, doing very nicely up here in P3, provisional P2. So he's had a very strong end to this season. Looking forward to seeing what kind of damage he can do in F1 2022 when he signs up for the new season and gets the full belt deal. Full belt? What am I doing here? Gets a full season under his belt. Had a few missed races this season.
I do love when the new game comes out because it does put everyone back on an even playing field.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to learn it together. These guys are all driving very gingerly behind each other. I think that's what's causing some of the issues we're having with cars hitting each other on the safety car.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of cold tyres here too, because this safety car's been out for 3-4 laps. So it's just going to be cold tyres as we go out again. Safety car coming in now. Franco, mate. Oh, God. Oh no. I don't know what to say, mate. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I don't know if we have any words for you, Franco.
And Jacob and I both know you would be spitting chips at this point. That was a pretty ugly incident. And as you said, not the way you want to end F1 2021. So we're sorry for you, mate. That was, yeah, F's in chat for Franco. Thank you, chat.
Franco's already hit the uninstall button.
Oh, dear. All right, well, we're going to have 6 green laps. Well, I say green laps. Goodness me, who knows what's going to happen in these last 6 laps.
Going to get off here. You know what the restart was like last time, but Ben Curtis leads us away. He does have that drive through to serve, and everyone behind him is on fresh softs.
Momo's got a great start. He's putting pressure on Ben Curtis.
Yeah.
He didn't want to wait for the drive-through. We're going to get this done now.
He is going to have a look. First lap, he wants to get it done and get away from Tom Maloney before DRS becomes a thing again.
Yeah, it's a good point. If he can put a car between himself and Tom, he'll be doing very nicely. A lot of fresh batteries here too. Everyone will have a nice fresh battery, but as I said, there'll be some cold tyres as well, so they've got to be careful as they get under brakes and try and throw these cars in. Momo's all over the back of Ben Curtis here.
I would suggest Ben would just pit this lap and get that drive-through over and done with. Maloney's hanging on to the back of him. He needs to, because he's on those medium tyres. So if he loses DRS, it's as good as done for him. So he needs to really stay on the back of Momo.
Yeah, not only that, but if he loses DRS to Momo, he will get swallowed up by Mike Denoldi and Brian Kavinsky, who are fresh softs behind him. So Momo gets it done as Ben Curtis goes into the pits. And as you said, Tom doing nicely just to hang around with him.
Raj picks up 3 seconds.
Another lap to go before that DRS opens up.
I think we'll find Tom will use the majority of his battery to try and hang on to Momo. Robert Wenzel and Raj Sandhu are right on each other. P6 and P8, they are battling for P5 in the championship. So only 4 points that separate them.
Ben Curtis still in the pits. Keelan Drumberg's way back, so I don't think he's going to fall behind him. But at P15, and with Decker's currently up here in P5, I haven't got me abacus out at the moment, but if I did, I'd be doing the maths.
Deckers didn't pit though for fresh tyres. We have yellow flag in sector 2. Matt Thomas, 5-second penalty for a severe collision.
And yet has all his parts and his pieces still in place, so it can't have been that bad.
Noffel Herm has fallen down the order.
He's got all the...
Well caught there.
Yeah, it was a nice catch, absolutely. So the pen's all in the back half of the field, so this top half of the field up here, it's all for position up here with 5 laps to go, and the DRS about to open up.
Beautiful, that's what Tom Maloney wants. 3 drivers around him, all on fresh sauce, who are gonna want a piece of him if he doesn't keep that DRS to Momo. Andre McLeod picks up 3 seconds, so the penalties are racking up now for people.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's a good call from you. I think everyone just sort of took the gas off the pedal this week with practice, and people are coming here a little bit underprepared. A lot of mistakes here in Tier 2, which we don't generally see. They're usually very clean and calm and prepared, so looking forward to Tier 1 if that's the case.
Hopefully those guys have done a bit more practice with the yellow flag. Keelan Dryberg gets pen. I think we've got a Mercedes round somewhere. Raj Sandhu looks like he's around, so that might be his P5 championship hopes done for now. He's going to have a hard time catching all the way back up to Robert Wenzel in P6.
Bit of a DRS train here.
I'm
So
convinced he wants a piece of Mike Donalty though.
Mike
He
covers the
wants that
inside.
P3. He's going to get very spicy towards the end. Tom Maloney does a purple lap on those old mediums, or I shouldn't say old mediums, they're still relatively new, but compared to everyone else on the softs, he's done well to grab a purple lap there.
He's done very well.
This guy should
Absolutely.
be, he's keeping the pace in these tyres.
I don't know if the softs will fall off. If they're going to last 11, 12 laps, you would assume they're still in a pretty good window by the time we finish this race at sort of 8-lap-old softs by the time we get there. But if at all they fall away, Tom Maloney on those mediums might say to Momo, hey, I want a race win here. You've already got the championship. Would you mind stepping aside? Momo won't make that easy, that's for sure.
Have a look at the Constructors' Championship. I don't know how that's going for Tier 2 here. Alpine have clearly won it as well. So Mobo's got the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors. And he wants that last race win as well.
That's a very good point. I forgot about the constructors. So they're all fighting as Tom's taken the lead here on the medium tires. Although Momo's going to have the inside down here. This is a great little battle developing at the moment. Tom
I'm going to make it stick.
holds on to
Great
it.
driving.
Nice one. There you go. Just going to hang around with this battle. This is...
3 laps to go. This is where the action is.
Must admit, I did not see Tom having a crack at Momo on medium tyres, but he has made this happen. So let's
He
just...
can hold Momo off here. This will be an incredible drive.
Absolutely.
This is where it's going to get hard in these DRS zones. If he's got enough battery left, going to hold him off here.
He's only got about 40%, so although 40% with 2 laps to go is not too shabby a
That-
position.
Yeah, you'll find he'll probably only use the majority of it on the DRS straights. And the two behind are still sniffing around. If these two happen to touch each other, got to move. Oh dear lord!
That's not a great
That was-
spot for a move, Andre.
No.
I reckon that's probably not where you want to try and get that one done. Oops.
I think that was possibly an attempted move out of frustration with how his race has gone tonight.
Yeah.
As
Not wrong.
Momo jumps back into P1.
So here's a bit of DRS chicken for you. Do the maths. Who gets DRS on... Oh, Andre gets 10 seconds for cut the corner. He didn't need that. He just spun. What do you want from the man? So the two Aston Martin fellas down there in P14, P15, not their final race they were looking for. Who gets DRS here on the last lap? 25 now, 26 next lap.
If I'm Tom Maloney, I just want to stay behind
Hold
him.
off,
Even if I get DRS, do not pass him. You want the DRS on that last lap after Maggots and Beckett's.
Yep.
Because that's going to win you the race if you're close enough.
He's a very intelligent individual, is Tom Maloney. Not using his battery here. I think he knows the game. So he just hangs it around the outside here. Threatens Momo with a move without necessarily ever going to make it. So I think you're right. And as I said, he's pretty intelligent, so he will know. That'll be the game.
Where the games start. Two at the back. Mike Donalty's going to have... Oh, I thought he was going to have a look then up the inside.
Well, Brian only just got that one done. Brian's been
Yeah.
chasing him down for a couple of laps now. So he picks up a podium here if he manages to hold on to this position. But as you said, with DRS still to come, Mike Donalty...
Right to the back of him there. Yeah, Mike Donalty, even with the DRS, just hang back. Problem is, Brian's got it for the guy in front, so...
Ooh, Tom going up the inside. Here he is.
Have a look. Momo's... See, if I was Momo now, I'd let him just have the position. He does. I'd let him have it. Do not pass him in the first DRS zone. Take him in the second. and say thank you very much.
So this is a great end to F1 2021 for Tier 2. We've had everything. Safety cars, collisions, rejoins, for the whole show. And now we've got a battle right to the death, not only for P1, but for P3 as well. What else do you want?
Well, top 4 are all in it here. Brian Kavinsky's got himself right onto the back of Momo. If anybody runs wide, you're going to drop a handful of positions.
So Tom's just got half a lap to go here, and he's just got to get it right coming into this last DRS zone. If he can get the traction down, Momo's got so much battery left though. So he's been planning his moves. He would have been happy that Tom took the position in the last lap, because he will know now if he gets Maggots and Beckett's right, this will be it. Brian Kavinsky is very close here too, so he's not happy with P3. He might be just sniffing around hoping that these two get involved.
I think Brian will have a look at Tom as well if he gets a good run out of here. Tom didn't get the exit that he wanted.
No, he didn't.
Momo's going to get him.
Momo makes that look pretty easy around the outside. Tom throws it in the apex, but with the power and the battery and the DRS, it's all done, I would suggest. As long as Momo doesn't make any calamitous errors here, he's going to stamp his authority on this Tier 2 championship and come home with P1 again tonight is the Momo man. Congratulations for the Tier 2 championship and the race win here tonight. Nice work, my friend, and a very, very good season indeed from Momo. Tom Maloney grabs P2, a very good performance and a very good end to the season for him. A nice bag of points here tonight. And Brian Kavinsky wraps up the podium positions with a nice little fight there with Mike Dinaldi towards the end. Those guys battling for the final step on the podium. Brian coming out on top. Nice work. Deckers grabs P5. Robert Wenzel P6. Jacob Sevilla P7. Jesse McLean doing nicely to recover up to P8 after some early interesting penalties and whatnot. He's done well. Nice work. Gerald Chu could have been better. He's had some penalties as well and some collisions. Whether or not they were his fault or not is left to be determined. And Ben Curtis does well to recover for a top 10 after also having a lot of penalties to deal with. Didn't end up pitting again, or at least he didn't change his tyres after he did the... Oh, it was a drive-through, Jamie. Yes, good. Right,
Thomas DNF'd on the last lap there.
Who did that?
Matt Thomas DNF'd on the last corner.
Right. No, I didn't see
coming
that.
into the last
I
corner,
did just see Peter Thomas has left the session. So that's how keen he is. He's ready to go for Tier 1. He's so keen that he thought he'd pop into Tier 2 and have a race again. I don't even know what he's doing. Goodness gracious.
Joined on the wrong person.
Nice work, Jaya. Another race win in the bag for the Momo man up there on the top step.
He's really had Tier 2 as a league of his own this season.
Bit of a shower there from Tom Maloney, who grabbed P2 tonight. And Brian Kavinsky will jump up and give him a cuddle. He's up there with P3. Congratulations, Tier 2, on what has been a ridiculously entertaining F1 2021 Legends Series for Tier 2. Very, very happy to have called that one. So it is indeed. Momo from P4 grabs the win tonight. Tom Maloney, Brian Kavinsky, the podium sitters. Mike Dinaldi, Declan Hollingshead, Robert Wenzel, Jacob Sevilla, Jesse McLean, Gerald Chu, and Ben Curtis round out the top 10. Raj Sandhu, Norfolk Hermer, Ahmed Jusman, 11, 12, 13. Andre McLeod grabbed the fastest lap and pole position tonight, but again, just not able to capitalise on those fast times. He comes home P14. Matt Thomas, Keelan Dryberg, 15 and 16. Radicha joined us tonight. Nice little debut from him, starting on P8. Came home P17, and then a couple of DNFs there towards the back of the field. Unfortunate for those fellas. Frank Frankfurt being one of those. F's in chat for Frank. Oh my goodness, that was painful to watch. Oh, Tier 2 does it again. Love you, Tier 2. Righto, Jacob. Grab yourself a drink. Chat. Don't be long. Fire Lord, smite those bots. We will return very shortly for Tier 1 and the finale of Octane Online Racing's Legends Series for F1 2021. Be right back.
returning is not the way for me. Only a mile to go. Somewhere I belong. I see it clearer now. Feel like I'm all out of time. So tell me you stay behind. Make sure I get to the end. I hope you
We have just 26 laps left to go in F1 2021 Legend Series for Octane Online Racing. Jacob Weatherburn, are you ready?
Let's get it going. I want to see carnage for the last race of the season.
I want to see a blistering pole lap set by someone else other than Peter Thomas. Although there is the very large danger of that man's just gone and unloaded. So he's ready to go. He's reared up. Mitch Weatherburn has been very quick this season, but just not quite on the Peter Thomas level. Hong Yi Huang's been up there a couple of times, has he? Nathan Monks, we discussed earlier, the Haas teammate of Peter Thomas. He'll be looking sharp as well. Jeremy Washington. There's so many fast drivers in this tier. Hey, Andre McLeod. Speaking of fast drivers, wonder if he can put it on pole.
We've got Andre McLeod and Gerald Chu in here from Tier 2.
Tell you what we don't have is game sound. Hang on. Give me a second. How about
Drive through under safety car from P1, mate.
Oh, no.
Did you close your eyes or something?
He doesn't make many mistakes, does our man Diabols, but that was a large one. That cost him pretty severely. Still managed to come back for a P10 though. Not too shabby, but no, could have been on for a top 4, top 5, something like that. But still netted himself P2 in the championship. So a very strong season from you, mate. I don't think anyone was going to catch Momo, were they? But other than that, yeah, very good from you. Who's out on track? Andre McLeod's not going to put it on pole. He's not going to do it.
No, Andre and Gerald will be retiring from qualifying, I can imagine.
Is Gerald here too? Where's Gerald?
He's in a Ferrari.
He is. No, he's not. Where? Oh, there he is. Okay, yep. My man. Yeah. I don't know why I flicked to him. He's in the pits. But yeah, good. Good. All right, Gerald Chu. Another good, strong field. 19 strong to finish it off. It has been a very strong season in terms of attendance. We usually get a bit of a drop-off towards the end, and we sort of see 10, maybe 11 drivers in the last race or two. But Tier 2 with 20 and Tier 1 with 19. Absolutely strong performances from both tiers to show up in numbers. So, tell you what, we've already got 60-plus registrations or something for next season.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous at this point, too. Like,
amazing.
Still plenty of time left to sign up, too. So if you're in here and you're thinking about it, go and get yourself F1 2022 and join us for the fun next season. We're going to have 4 tiers at this rate, honestly. There's going to be 4 tiers running around, which is just incredible. It shows how popular this game is and how popular Octane Online Racing's Legend Series is and how popular Jacob Weatherburn is in the commentary box and a lot of other things. So, Gerald, is he going to... No, he's not going to DNF. No, very excited. Very excited for next 70 plus. What? The last time I looked,
wow,
which was no more than 12 hours ago, there was 60 plus, and we've jumped up to 70 plus. So I hope a lot of
10 more, and we've got to run 4 splits. And I know there is a lot of Tier 1 blokes that still haven't signed up yet. And there's, myself included, I haven't registered yet. So I think we're going to go beyond 80 drivers.
Those new registrations, they're not Amazon bots, are they? That was funny. I wonder who the Amazon bots are. I wonder what they're doing. That's ominous. It is what they are. I'd be looking into that. I'm a little bit worried about them.
Eyeball says 30% chance of rain, apparently, according to Gerald Chu. 26-2 from
What?
Peter Thomas, straight up.
What?
And is he on the mediums?
Wasn't Pole 26-8 or something? 26-9 in Tier 2?
Yes.
If he's on the mediums, I'm going to flip. He's on the fucking
He's
mediums!
on the mediums.
Jesus Christ. What is
Can we drug test this man? Is that a thing?
We need Motec. That's fucking unreal. Jesus.
I want a steroid test done. Or something.
Alex Bowen doing herself very nice out there in P2, although instantly booted off by Zekai Chu. A couple of 26s already. The Aston Martin duo of Alex Bowen and Jeremy Washington in the 26s. Mitch Weatherburn plonks himself up here in P5. Not a bad start from him.
How Is he 0.4 of a second quicker on the slower
medium
tyre?
tyres. He is an alien.
My God.
He is definition of alien. He is something else. Kyle Jackson, nice lap.
Nice lap there for the P3.
Nice one. Be happy with that. Oh, I cannot take my eyes off of that 26.2. What could he do on softs is my question. How low can he go?
In 25, surely.
Well, surely. Yeah.
Surely.
How much? Like we said at Hungary, how low can he go? We thought he may scrape into, I don't know what we were doing, like 15s or something. And he did like he was half a second quicker than what we thought he could do. That's unreal.
Does he want to start on the mediums though? Is he going to sit, or is he going to go out there and put a soft lap in?
I mean, he's only 0.2 quicker than Hong Yi at the moment. He
Yeah.
might see that and think, maybe I need to improve. But I don't know. Kennethan goes into P9 with a 27.2. Not too shabby from that man. Nathan Monks, the Haas teammate of Peter Thomas, has had a very good season. And
Very quick last week, or at Hungary, I think it was.
until he got absolutely boned by
Yeah.
Codemasters. But yeah, something in the water down at Haas. Deckers has had a very good season. Dale Beveridge has had a very good season, although very unlucky to be DNF'd in the last race by his teammate, no less. So just want to see where this plonks Nathan Monks. Obviously won't have a delta because this is his first lap, so we're not going to have any indication until he comes across the line. But this Haas has looked really good all season. 19th time in the world in time trial has our man Peter Thomas. The 19th fastest man in the world at this track. So that says why he can just blow out there on hard tyres and smack the field around. Like, that's wet noodle times, that is. That's ridiculous.
Nathan Monks goes to P5. So that's a great first lap from him.
These Haas boys have been on it this season. Looking really good. So, look. Oh, I don't know. He's going. All right, he's going out again. He's on the softs. He's going to have another crack at it. I thought he might be still in chat, and I was going to ask him if he's going to go again, but he's going to go again. Fair enough. What can he do on the soft tyres? That's what I'll have my eyes on. When he gets out there on his outlap, we'll follow him around. We'll just see what he's doing. That's a little bit different. We'll watch Mohammed Afan finish this lap, which has looked pretty tidy so far from last year's Tier 2 protagonist. He's up there in P9 with a 27 flat. Reasonably happy with that.
0.9 of a second between P1 all the way down to P11, so it's very close across the top 11 drivers.
So maybe he doesn't want us watching him.
25.4.
He might not want to give away the trade secrets, but I don't care. We're going to watch him. I want to see
We're
what
going
he
to
does.
force it to.
I'm going to put the pressure on him.
Does it matter, even if you know his secrets? Are you going to catch him?
No, I can implement all of those secrets and I'd still be 2.5 seconds behind him. Don't worry about that. He is on another level. But even, just how he treats his tyres here on the outlap, no, there's nothing special about this out. It's just a very smooth, calm, 8th gear outlap, which drives my head nuts as we go around with this low revolution bug. But there'll be something...
No curbs.
Yeah, that's right. So, like, not scrubbing the tyres, just preserving the life as much as he possibly can. He's got himself plenty of space here too, so that would be part and parcel of putting in a good lap, is making sure that you've got the space to do so. So a lot of experience. But we'll just watch him come around the final sector now. He's set up this last corner and he'll absolutely gun the throttle down here as he crosses the start-finish line. So into turn 1 Ilko. This is a flat corner for most people, so we would assume that he goes through there.
No lift.
Absolutely flat. Braking around about 75 metres. He's past the curb there when he brakes. That's insane. He's braking very deep in there, but nowhere near missing the apex. A little bit squirrely there on the exit, so a little bit of an overcorrection. We're still going to see improvements, obviously. This is the soft tyre compared to the medium tyre, so he'll come across the sector line and be a 10th.
1.5 up.
That's a 10th on the first sector alone, so we are definitely on board here for a 25 if he keeps it all together. Using all the exit there. This is the ACC start-finish straight. He'll come across. around about 2 minutes, maybe a minute 58, maybe a minute 56 if you're an alien, but anywhere between a minute 56 and 2 minutes is the ACC time. Down in the gears here, and then down into 5th here. So there's some drivers that take that in 6th, but Peter Thomas taking that in 5th.
6/10 up.
He is smashing, absolutely smashing his median tyre time.
So we are on for a mid-25 here, if he can keep it together through this last chicane.
And it looks so clean. He's hit every single apex. You can see on the entrance to the corners, he's using every single piece of track available to him. This has been a killer lap. 25.610. That is otherworldly pace from Peter Thomas.
8 bow.
The Tier 1 champion, you're looking at him. He's had a ridiculous end of the season. He has dominated in Suzuka and Hungary with poles and purples and start to finish P1. So he has been the man to watch this season, and again, showing why with a 25.6 here in qualifying with still 7 minutes to go. If he wants to have another crack at improving, he can. There is time.
Zekai's up there in P2 at the moment.
Hong Yi did well to improve. Yeah, he was up there in P2, and then Zekai pinched P2 from him. So those guys battling up there for tier 2, for P2. Why do I confuse tier 2 and P2? They start with different letters of the English alphabet, Jamie. Sorry.
The same number. I'll give you that. It's the same number.
But it's not even like it is tier. This is tier 1. As he comes into turn 2. This will be turn 3, wouldn't it? Anyway, look, I'll work it out. I plan on coming back a much stronger and more calculated commentator in F1 2022, but I've enjoyed my debut season here with chat and with you, Jacob Weatherburn. It has been an absolute pleasure, and I thank Mel for the opportunity to let me steer the broadcast tools. And I'll tell you what else has been.
It's been great this season. I've really enjoyed my time in here.
Oh, mate, it's been a killer debut season from you. We haven't had many people debut as strongly as you have.
I appreciate that.
That's invalid. Unlucky Nathan. That's not going to net him any improvements whatsoever. Codemasters have said, no, that's not a lap. That's not how you do it. So we'll jump on board with Kenneth Ang. We'll see how he's going as he comes through the second sector.
Under 6 minutes to go now, so you're going to start to see some very quick runs, I would imagine.
Love you, Babby. Have a good night, mate. I don't know what Origin is. Oh, the state of Origin, right, yeah. Can the Reds, I guess? He's from Queensland. Babby's from Queensland. He'd be going for the Reds. So, can the Reds, I think. Maybe I got that wrong. I don't bloody know. Anyway, love you, Babby. Have a good night.
I'm probably going to be crucified in chat here, but I do not watch State of Origin.
No, neither do I. No.
Could not care less about the rugby league.
Hang on, wait. You should, though. Aren't you New South Wales? You should be all over that.
I am New South Wales, but I could not care less about the rugby league.
Oh, and Babby loves the Blues. He's from Queensland and he loves the Blues. You're gonna have to tell me the story there. Maybe not here. You can tell me wherever you want. Go and watch the Origin. Have a good night. But tell me what the deal is with being a resident of Queensland barracking for the Blues. That seems a little contradictory. But anyway, you do you, boo. No, I've got an excuse.
Has Peter Thomas retired from quali, or has he binned it?
No, I think he's put the Q in the rack.
He's happy with it. 25.6.
He was on an in-lap, so I don't see him binning it. But
yeah.
Oh, born in New South Wales. Okay, all right. That's fair enough. You're just going for the team you were born. That's totally fair. All right, well, Can the Blues. Good luck tonight. Have a good night. Thank you for watching Tom Maloney pick up P2 and Jesse Mullane?
You are having a shocker.
I had a shocker over a week, mate. I'm telling you, this is harder than it looks. Words are hard. Firelord saying I've got to get every single thing correct next season, mate. It is harder than it looks. And that's why I have a newfound respect for Crofty. Yeah, everyone takes the piss out of Crofty. And fair enough. Like, as Mel said, like, he's got a lot of money and a lot of data in front of him, and he gets paid like $10 million or whatever it is to do it. So maybe he should be better than he is. But it is harder than it looks to be... JC, use your words. It is harder than it looks. Words are hard. Ah. And
man's worked all day. Cut him some slack.
That's true too. Yeah, as I was saying before, I look forward to starting this new job, and I won't have to work on Sundays. I do 10-hour Sundays, and then I get home and I've got like 20 minutes to prepare for this, and sometimes I'm still in my work clothes and I'm all sweaty. So it is, a case of not having a lot of rest, and I have no food and stuff. So it'll be a bit different next season. I'll be looking forward to coming home and being ready and much more prepared, and I'll have some notes in front of me and lots of stuff to talk about with you, chat. Chat carries me. I'm telling you, I say it every week. Chat carries me. They give me all the juicy bits and keep me going. And
I'm just going to throw this in here. I've just received some insider information from Nathan Monks here. He sent me a DM saying there is an 8% chance of rain increasing to 50% after a third of the race.
Wow, a third of the race. Wow, okay, so that's early on too.
So we may get some wet running towards the end of this race in Tier 1.
A bit of moisture to finish off the season. That's what we want. Especially here in England. That
very exciting.
That makes a lot of sense, to be here in England and having it rain. I can't post that, Andre, but I would. Yes, someone did. I'm glad someone did, because Andre's just said what we're all thinking in terms of rain. Some of us celebrating it. Andre, not so much. That's funny. This track is crap in the dry. Get stuff, Diabol. This is a great track. Well, actually, hey, now that you're here, you can answer the question that we posed to chat earlier, and there was a mixed... Oh, Jeremy up to P4 with 3/10 of improvement. Nice one. But no one within 8/10 of Peter Thomas, by the way. That's ridiculous. Diabols, the question is, what do you dislike more, the Ferrari or Silverstone? So I said Ferrari. No, wait, I said Silverstone, didn't I? And Jacob said Ferrari. So I'm interested to know, what do you dislike most, Silverstone or the Ferrari? Ferrari is way worse. Okay. All right. Fair enough. That's not even close, apparently. Fair enough, then. So, Ferrari, Silverstone in the Ferrari. Did we do that last season? That would have been funny. Alex Bowen.
I think we did. I think he did have to drive Silverstone in the Ferrari, from memory.
That's pretty funny. Alex Bowen sneaking herself up into P4, pinching that from the teammate Jeremy Washington, and doing the right thing here and getting right out the way for people on their hot laps. So, nice lap there from Alex. Peter Thomas, as we said, no one's catching that. Even with a couple of minutes to go here and people on their out laps, I do not see anyone catching that.
No, well, Zico's done, what, a 26.1, so he's half a second off the pace. But the battle is still alive for the rest of the guys. There's only a few tenths between 3, 4, 5, what, 2 tenths, not even between P3 and P5, or P6. So the guys out there on their last runs now don't have to improve by much to gain a position or two.
Yeah, P2 all the way down to P12 in the 26s. And even Mitch Weatherburn and Jared Ellis there on 27 zeros. So it's super close. Look, it is a second, the gap between P2 and P17. And a flat second, no less. It's not like 1.3.
Yeah,
it is a flat second, yeah. Hongyi's a 10th up.
Yeah, there. Looks like he's still up.
Tell you what I've loved about Tier 1 this season has been the variety of drivers we've seen on the podium. Tier 2's had a couple of drivers up there all season, and they're nowhere near the variety of this one. Hongyi improves by 10th, doesn't net him an extra position, so he stays in P3. Zikai Chu's in the pits, so he's not going to be improving. Daniel Lambert, one of the drivers who has picked up a podium this season amongst 11 different podium sitters, if you don't mind.
That's ridiculous. 11 different drivers.
That's crazy. So
that is how competitive Tier 1 is.
Absolutely. So up into P7, Daniel Lambert goes. Nice work, Tier 1. Rapid pace from all involved. But none so fast as the man highlighted on screen. Peter Thomas is more than half a second clear of Zikai Chu in P2. Hongyi Huang in P3. and Mohammed Hafan in P4. Kyle Jackson, Alex Bowen, Daniel Lambert, Jeremy Washington, Nathan Monks, and Kenneth Ang are your top 10. And I will scroll all the way down here for the benefit of our man Declan Hollingshed. So that
Mitch Weatherburn, P15. I am not happy about that.
But again, it just shows you how quick this tier is. That man is ridiculously quick. And he's all the way down there in P4. It's just so close.
As in chat, we have 14 different drivers on the podium in Tier 2.
Wow. All right. Okay.
So both tiers, extremely competitive.
Yeah. All right. I thought Tier 2 was a bit more one-sided than that, but I stand corrected.
Tell you what, Deckers has got the allocation spot on this season.
Hasn't he ever? Yeah. Yeah. Good luck with that next season, though, with that many entrants. And I'm sure a couple of those will be new. So there'll be some work going on behind the scenes. They have to make sure the hamsters are well fed to have that sorted out. Tier 2's the best tier. No, there's no debating that. Tier 2 has been the most entertaining tier this season, for sure. And didn't they send us off in style here in Silverstone? We had rejoins and safety cars and everything. Although I am looking forward to this rain in Tier 1.
Yeah, well, Nathan's just sent me the little weather update. It says light rain and moving to heavy rain towards late in the race.
Yes! So I do love light rain because it's always a case of, do I pit? Is it inters yet? Is it... I can't. No, I can see it there. I can see it sitting there, but I can't check it because otherwise it like bones the stream, so I can't do it. Actually, we're just sitting here at pit lane. You know what? I'll do it just for you.
I was about to say, just send it to me, Jared.
Yeah, just send it to Jared. It is just a weather. It is a weather forecast. I am definitely moist for moisture. That is not up for debate. But yeah, send your messages to Jacob if that is the case. Well, all the insider info goes to Jacob because otherwise I have to bone the stream. That's not ideal.
Wait for these guys to get their setups ready. What are they going to do knowing rain's coming late in the race? Do you just leave your setup as is, or are they going to be making some adjustments?
I mean, everyone outside the top 10 would be on mediums. Oh, I don't know. How quickly is the rain coming? You said it was in the first 30%, so did the softs last until the rain comes, and then you jump on your inters after that?
Yeah, I think they're probably going to start on softs and just run them until the rain starts.
Actually, a good indication of that would have been Peter Thomas. Maybe that's why he went out there on softs, thinking, no point starting on the mediums if they're not going to be the ideal tyre for the start of the race. So,
I always love seeing who tries to hang it out on slicks when the rain comes in late in the race.
Yeah, I agreed. Yeah, especially when it's light rain. If it just starts coming down in showers immediately, you're straight into the pits, and then it's inters, and then there's no overtaking for the rest of the race because everyone's just trying to survive. So that's less fun. But light rain is where it's at because it is. It just sits on that. Is it into weather yet? That line between dry and wet racing is where it gets super spicy, which I think is what we're going to have for Zolder too. Just looking at the weather forecast, it's going to be a bit of on and off rain. It's not going to be, rain all day, and it's certainly not going to be sunshine all day. So it's just going to be it's that same sort of weather we saw at the Bathurst 12 hour, and that was so good. It was so much fun, and it makes for such an interesting strategy battle.
You say so much fun, but you didn't have to do your 1 hour stint in the rain on slick tyres.
Oh, I was gonna say, hang on.
It was absolute hell.
Why were you on slicks? Why did we do that?
Well, because the rain was only going to last an hour, we didn't want to waste a pit stop, so I just hung it out for an hour on slicks in the wet. Just maxed out the TC and the ABS and hung in there.
Because I did a double stint. I did like 2 hours on wet tyres, and it was great. I had a lot of fun. So I thought you were going to say you didn't drive in the wet. I was like, get stuff. No, but I don't know how I'd go on dry tyres in the wet. I don't recall you doing that. That's a huge effort.
It was my first stint. My first stint of the race.
That's a mammoth effort. Stop that, Firelord. No, it's not going to be a dry race. Have you seen the weather forecast? It's going to be. It is
Europe. It rains.
Yeah, it's going to rain.
Everywhere.
But it's also their summer, so it's going to be pretty warm too. So I'm not sure if the ACC Kunos Lords are going to allow us to program the weather that specifically. And we know it's not going to be, exactly spot on what the weather is going to be there. But it'll be as close as it can be. But those ambient temperatures are actually going to be pretty warm. So prepare yourselves for that.
I love the changing conditions in the endurance races, though.
Yeah, 100%.
It makes it so much more exciting when you don't know what the weather's going to do and strategy changes, and 7 hours just completely dry gets a bit boring.
Yeah, 7 hours flies by when you've got your brain doing that much extra calculations, and it's good for chat too. It's good for engagement in chat. Everyone obviously enjoys watching, on-track overtakes, and those occur in ACC when there's a difference in strategy. We'll see how the difference in weather plays
Get
a
ready,
part
ladies
here.
and gentlemen.
In
Last race of the season.
This is it. Strap yourselves in. Wave goodbye to F1 2021 because we've got 26 laps to go and they're about to tick us off. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 red lights. A little bit of a delay. It's actually a pretty long delay before they go out. All right, let's go. Let's see if that took anyone by surprise. There's a lot of wideness happening in the back there, but I thought we were going to go 4 wide, but we didn't. But everyone got away pretty cleanly. We saw a bit of a Tier 2 schmozzle where I think it was Gerald Chew. No, I'm not going to pretend like I know who fell off the back at the start of Tier 2, but there is a yellow flag back there somewhere. It looks like poor old Andre McLeod's gone around as he starts. And who's that out the side there? That's Jared Ellis. So there is 2 drivers who have not got off to the best of starts, but it hasn't really DNF'd them, so they'll play on. Not too bad. No safety cars, no nothing. Play on. Nice work, Tier 1. Diebols.
He's all over Mohammed Irfan.
Diebols has got his curse boots on. He's straight up cursed in chat. That's what that was. I'm calling it.
Wide from Mohammed there. Don't want to be picking up track cuts on bloody lap 1.
Has he gained a spot though? He has. He's
He
pinched
has.
that from Hong Yi. Doing very nicely for himself. Up there in P3 at the moment is Mohammed Irfan, so he's obviously enjoying this car track combination at the moment here on lap 1.
Very clean lap 1 from these guys.
Yeah, all single file. They know there's 26 laps to go, and there's no argy-bargy here. So Peter Thomas, as expected.
7/10 on him in the first lap.
Yeah. Stormed out the gates. Zekai will be hanging on for dear life, but if he made 7/10 in the first lap, you would expect another 7/10 in the second lap.
We have Mitch Weatherburn around at turn 1. Looks like he's probably not going to have a front wing on that car.
Well, is there a lot of wall there at turn 1 for that to have happened? Unless he's hit someone else, which...
I think he's probably just taken it a bit quick. He might have tried to go up the inside of someone and had a touch there.
Can I have a better angle to see whether he's got wing, please? Yeah, looks like it's all there. He's just got some cooked-ass medium tyres.
Yeah.
Speaking of tyres, medium tyres for a few runners.
They probably want to make sure, pretty much everyone outside the 10, so they probably want to make sure they definitely get through to when this rain comes.
So that's it, yeah.
If it comes later than expected, the soft tyres may not hang on.
That'd be a very, very feels-bad moment if you started on the softs and went all the way until you couldn't stretch them any further and it still wasn't raining.
But that's not the start he was after, back down into P19 now.
I do wonder if that rain forecast is guaranteed rain or is it just a chance of rain? If they said heavy rain, that rain's definitely coming.
Yeah, it's usually pretty accurate, the weather forecast.
Peter Thomas has stretched his legs. He is 1.2 seconds clear as DRS opens. So Zekai Chu, unless he has a ridiculously hot first sector here, you would expect Peter Thomas to have extended that gap far enough that Zekai will not have DRS.
Muhammad's not going to get it behind him though either, so he's sort of in a land of his own at the moment.
So he'll be happy with that. If he can sit up there in a big own bubble of his own, he'll cruise along nicely, will Zekai Chu.
Jared Ellis is pitted for a set of mediums, so he must have had some front wing damage.
Hong Yi was sitting on 100% battery before he hit this straight, and he has not engaged any of the overtake mode. That's just a little bit of battery usage that the game provides for him. So he's being very, very patient with his deployment here as he waits for his first burst of DRS to see if he can close the gap up here to Mohammed Afan, holding 6th gear as he exits Maggots and Beckett's and then jumps on DRS for the first time. But Mohammed did well to close the gap. Zekai Chu in front of him, and he also grabs DRS, so Hong Yi not able to make as much headway as he would have wished.
Kyle Jackson behind him. And then Daniel Lambert, so the Williams boys 5 and 6. Some good battles here towards the end of the top 10. Daniel Wong's going to have a look down there. Oh no, he thought better of it. Thought he was going to go down the inside there. He's going to hang on for the DRS zone. Didn't quite get the drive out of there that he would have liked.
I've been bloody impressed with this man's season, just quietly. Greg Jokes came from Tier 2 last season, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was Tier 2 winner last season.
I think he was. That's what I was about to say. I think he was Tier 2 champion last season.
So he has slotted himself into Tier 1 here very nicely. He's been up there in the top 6 a couple of times. He's finding himself in P10 at the moment. So he's definitely got the pace. He's well and truly fitting in here in Tier 1. Loving his work this season. Looking forward to seeing how he goes in 2022.
Warnefig's all over the back of Kenneth here.
Oh, I did see him. I thought he cut a couple of times there on the way into Maggots and Beckett's, and then halfway through Maggots and Beckett's, he did it again. So
he's our first penalty getter of this evening.
He might be pushing a little bit too hard. You're right, he is all over Kenneth Eng, but might just need to take a break and sort himself out a little bit because he doesn't want too many more of those.
His grid choke's a pad user. If he is driving on pad, he is extremely quick on pad.
Is pad quicker in the wet?
I don't know.
Because you can sort of go from right axis to left axis really quickly, so you might be able to correct yourself a little bit quicker than wheel users, I reckon. Sitting up there in P10 at the moment, he might be in for a very good result if indeed the pad is quicker in the wet. Mohammed Afan using the DRS to get up the inside of Zekai Chu here.
He was having a look. He wanted it.
But
Zekai runs a little bit wide there.
he thought better of it and thought, I'll be patient here. Let's see if he can have a good Maggots and Beckett's and challenge Zekai on the other end of that. I'll tell you what, Hong Yi's very close here too. He's sniffing around. He's interested. So we'll just watch them flow through. Oh, Hong Yi getting a little wide there. Not the entrance to Maggots and Beckett's he thought he wanted, but stays in 6th. That's a little bit too much grass. So that's not going to be Hong Yi's move, but let's see what Mohammed Afan can do here with the DRS as he goes up the inside.
Going to make that look comfortable.
Yep, had enough time to get over to the inside and then still enough time to put the kettle on and move over to the outside and open up the corner for himself. So he did nicely there, did Mohammed Afan, as he moves his way up into P2.
So it's going to get exciting when we come into pit stop territory for these soft runners because the sky still looks relatively blue.
Yeah, well, how quickly does the weather change in this game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very funny. That's what I was thinking before. I thought, this is coming in the first 30% of the race. We're nearly there, and it still looks partially sunny. Let's have a look.
These guys will hopefully know what they're doing. They'll be keeping an eye on it.
I think that might be a good call to get on the mediums just quietly, which makes it very interesting for the guys in the top 10 on their softs. And what they do, are they going to try and stretch these out? You'd have to surely.
You'd have to. There's no way I'd be
go for a 2-stop. You'd kill yourself, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I would be driving these things until they either fell off or it started to rain.
Whichever comes first.
There's no way I'd be making a 2-stop. Hongi slides a bit through the entry to make it to
Doesn't he?
Beckett,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that's setup related or if he's just carrying maybe a little too much speed into that corner, but it really does hurt him through the rest of Magnets and Beckett's, and he can't really set up a move on Zekai Chu or Muhammad Afan in the DRS zone.
Muhammad did well to hold off Zekai there. Zekai had the DRS but couldn't get a move done. Peter Thomas does a 28.3.
Peter Thomas is downloading F1 2022 as we speak. He is that far ahead of the game.
He's tuned out.
He is
4 seconds clear already.
gone. Yep. I don't know how quick he is in the rain, if that's going to throw a spanner in his works, and if he's building up this gap in a hope that he can sort of hold on, but I would assume that he's pretty quick in the wet as well. But that is an assumption. We haven't had a lot of wet races in Tier 1 this season.
I don't think we have really had any, have we?
Didn't we have rain in... I thought we had rain in Tier 1 recently. I can't remember when. It shows how bad my memory is. Thanks, Firelord. Yes, Firelord. Yes, I have a bad memory. Thanks, Firelord. Hello, Jan Tully! Jan's in chat. Hello, Tully. Welcome to the final F1 2021 race for Octane Online Racing this season. Before we head over to F1 2022, which releases in, I'm going to say, 4 days.
Yeah, 1st of July, isn't it?
Although the preload's available, so everyone's getting very excited and doing that. They're getting all the files downloaded so that they're ready to race immediately on opening day.
Abadofan's either using a lot of battery or he's running very low wing to be able to stay in front of these two when they've got DRS. And he's using a lot of battery.
He's low on battery, yeah. But the other guys, it's not like they're not... Well, Hong Yi hasn't been using it the entire race.
Cruising.
But Zekai's used a few squirts. So you're not wrong. Muhammad driving very nicely into the DRS.
Starting to
zones.
rain. Is that rain? Or is it just...
It's got very cloudy.
It's getting cloudy.
It has gotten darker. You're spot on. It has gotten darker.
I reckon another 2 or 3 laps here, we're going to start to see some moisture. And we've got a great battle from P5 all the way down to P9.
Oh, there's the rain. I reckon that's the rain. I reckon it's now starting to fall. So as you said, this is the tricky part of the race where it's not wet enough to come in for inters, and it is still light rain. How many of these drivers balk and get onto the inters sooner rather than later? And how many stick it out? Now, what's going to be really interesting is how these soft runners go on 7, 8, 9, 10 lap old softs through the high-speed corners, because that's where it is the most treacherous on old soft tyres when it's raining, is these high-speed corners like this one coming up into Copsia. This will be, you've got to trust that the car is going to stick and that the downforce is going to do its job. But this will be very tentative over the next couple of laps as this corner here and obviously turn 1 as well.
It's about to get spicy.
You can hear the brakes locking up already, so the grip's starting to fall away.
This looks like it's going to get pretty heavy pretty quickly too. It's gotten very overcast in the last 2 laps or so.
Hong Yi very tentative through turn 1 there, not using any gas whatsoever. I'm actually now starting to consider whether Hong Yi should have used more battery early on, because you don't use a great deal of battery when you're in the wet.
The wet, no, you're right.
So would you not just burst it all out trying to make these positions up?
Because once that DRS turns off, which if the rain keeps up like this will only be in a couple of laps, and it's already in the pits, surely he's not putting...
Inters on already?
No, he's put mediums on.
Wow. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Kenneth.
Got a yellow flag in Sector 3. Looks like a Red Bull has parked up, but they're moving again now, so that looks like Jared Ellis.
Straight in the pits goes Jared Ellis, so it'll be interesting to see what he does too, because I think this is...
mediums on.
I mean...
I think you'll find Jared
goes
will
on the inters.
because you can start to see some water reflecting on the track now, so...
But again, unless they've literally set this up in the MFD prior to the race and they've asked Jeff to put them on inters, they are... I think that's what's happened to Kenneth. So Jared's got it right. Jared had time while he spun. In they come now.
In they come. They're all coming in for inters now.
So Peter's in. Oh, Muhammad Afan.
Everyone. Muhammad Afan gets a penalty.
Daniel Lambert behind him as well.
Not able to pull up in the wet, but everybody. It looks like Jeremy Washington has stayed out. Looks like your man Nando may have stayed out too, but Kenneth has made a boo-boo here, putting the mediums on.
Nathan's done exactly the same thing in front of him. Nathan Monks is also on 0 lap old mediums, so
I'll be back in this lap.
again, as I said, in the pre-race, I don't know if you even can set it up in the pre-race settings screen to go from softs to inters, can you?
I think you can.
Oh, I don't know.
Who stayed out? Jeremy and Nando have stayed out. DRS has been disabled, so the track is now wet.
Big balls play from Jeremy Washington. Reckons he can still pull out some lap times on these 9 lap old softs, but I don't know how he's going. He's looking really slow.
They are time.
Yeah. Yeah, these would be worse than Nando's tyres. Nando's on medium, so they'd still have plenty of life left in them. These softs would be screaming by this point, let alone being in the wet.
It's going to be a nightmare to get that car back to pit lane now.
I think that's someone coming out the pits there, so he's got to be careful of Jared Ellis, who's a blue flag driver at this point. Gerald Chu has gone on to the full wet tyres, which, if you are right in saying that this rain is getting heavier, might be the play. He is the only driver to have done that, although Nathan Monk's obviously still going to have to come back into the pits. Poor old Kenneth Ang's back in the pits for his second stop in 2 laps, and he's gone on to the inters. Peter Thomas is on the inters.
You would expect to see Jeremy come in. Yes, he is.
Yep, and Nando won't be far behind him, so we'll watch what these guys do. But that play from Gerald Chu, just off my intuition, sounds like the play.
The rain definitely looks like it's still increasing.
It's a very wet track very quickly. This weather in this game changes so quickly. So let's see what Jezza does here. He goes on to the inters. And we're in the pit lane with Brian Ando as well. Just crawling through here very slowly on the mediums. I want to see what he does too. I reckon that pit from Gerald Chu will net him a massive amount of positions, but so he's going on the inters as well.
So Gerald Chu's the only one out there on the wet, so we'll have to keep our eye on him.
How he progresses. Oh no. Oh no. Unless he's just crossed the start-finish straight, which is a possibility. Nathan Monks has gone into the pits, and his medium tyres have crossed from 1 lap to 2. Okay, all right. I just saw the medium tyre. I thought they'd put him on 2 lap old mediums or something. I didn't. Oh, okay.
Andre McLeod looks like he's. Oh no, Nick Randell's had a bit of a moment in sector 1 there. Going to go tumbling down a few positions.
Now under pressure from Mitch Weatherburn. So all drivers on the wet tyre selections now. Gerald Chu only driver on the full wet. Everyone else on the intermediate wets. DRS obviously disabled, so overtakes will be coming at a premium now. It'll be down to the drivers and their skill alone.
I don't know if any of them practice any wet weather driving. No. I know I sure as hell do not.
Surely not. Some drivers don't practice at all, let alone practice wet racing. So this will be all fresh, all new. It'll just be down to the drivers and their instincts.
So Peter Thomas is still 4.5 seconds clear.
He has done well after the pit stops. Those penalties to Muhammad Afan and Daniel Lambert for speeding in the pit lane will send them backwards through the field a little bit. Andre McLeod getting all sorts of messed up there, but manages to save it. He is struggling.
He's done well to save that there, though. That's a great save.
Yeah, harder than it looks to save a car on its way out of control. You have to get right off the throttle and be very careful on the steering and not overcorrect.
But up into P11 from, he started P19, and he had a moment on the first lap, so it's been a good recovery drive so far.
So everyone having completed some stops, they're all done, they're done. We've got 14 laps to go. Muhammad Afan doing very nicely up there in P2, having grabbed 2 positions, but of course with that 5-second penalty, we'll see him drop down. And Zekai Chu provisionally P2. That's another 3 seconds for Muhammad Fans. He's up to 8 seconds worth of penalties now. Unfortunate for him, he will drop back through the field if he hangs on to those.
I think we'll see a few of those track warning penalties start to come through towards the end of the race, especially if it stays this wet.
Speaking of,
Jared Ellis picks up 3.
right on cue from you. Very good work.
Mitch is getting the run through there, but without DRS, he's just not able to close down on Andre.
Andre does look quick. He looks smooth. But it may be setup related that he's just made a few errors. So
The man's got pace. You see that in qualifying as Mitch picks himself up 3 seconds.
Andre
You see it in
grabbed
Tier 2.
3 seconds at exactly the same time. Those messages both came up simultaneously. So they are following each other to the T. Simultaneous penalties. Synchronized track exit excursions.
Following each Mitch is just following him around.
Yeah.
They've got 8 seconds to one if he can P10. Right on him here. Andre runs a bit wide there. Both cars look a bit squirrely on exit.
Mitch does look like he's setting him up, though. He looks like he's just investigating where Andre's maybe a little bit slower than he is. So he's just spent a couple of laps behind him here, I think, patiently. Maybe just planning a move here.
Interesting to see every driver's different lines through there. Some guys like to run really deep and open up the exit. Some guys like to hug that curb on the inside.
So don't know how much extra pace Mitch Weatherburn has in him, but Ethan Small's not far behind this little battle pack here and has been gaining over the last couple of laps. So he'll just be patiently watching this. As you said, no DRS to try and close the gap. But if for some reason Mitch isn't able to find a way past Andre in the next couple of laps, that gap may continue to come down and this will become a 3-horse battle for P11.
He closed up on him, but Andre's driving well. That in the wet, it's not going to be easy to get a move done. As Mitch gets very close to the back of the McLaren there. Jared Ellis has had a moment in Sector 1, 2. Oh, Andre does well to catch that again.
Speaking of moments, yeah, Andre's having a few of them, and Mitch will know that. He'll be waiting patiently, maybe thinking potentially doesn't have to make a move, but as I said, Ethan Small really closing this gap now. Mitch will feel that pressure from behind and potentially want to get one done sooner rather than later and put Andre McLeod between himself and Ethan Small, who himself is having a moment there. And that'll drop him well off. Mitch Weatherburn going to have a look up the inside here. Andre McLeod, I reckon this might be it. Andre gets the inside for the next corner, though. Andre doing well to hang on.
Just going round the outside. Who's going to get the better traction here? Andre's done extremely well to hold on to that position.
Both drivers have done really well there to stay out of each other in the wet. That is high-class driving.
Yeah, Mitch thought better of it there. There's definitely going to be contact if he tried to go down the inside.
And now Ethan Small is right here amongst this.
You got Nando right on the back of him too. This is becoming a 4-way battle very quickly.
Oh, that's all sorts of grass there from my man Nando. Goodness me, that's not how you get an exit. I thought he was going to come a cropper, but he hung on to it well. That's fine, play on.
You're not going to get away with too many of them in the
No.
wet.
Heart-in-mouth moment there for Nando, but looks like he had it under control.
Mitch will be starting to get frustrated here. He's got the pace. I feel like if he got past Andre, he'd drive away from him, but he just cannot find that way past. Oh, Ethan Small nearly wallops that inside sausage there coming onto the straight. That would have been death if he hit that.
You can hear how careful they have to be on the throttle in these conditions. And you can also see it on the telemetry down there. And the green obviously being the throttle and the red being the brake for those unaware. And there won't be a lot. You can see how very tentative. Hello, Nando. Nice one. Didn't see that coming. So he wasn't being careful on the throttle. He just got one done. So he joins into this battle really well now. So he's in P13. Mitch will have seen the position change behind him. He'll know that Nando's clearly got the pace. Enough pace indeed to make a move on Ethan Small. And so now he'll be feeling the pressure from Nando, thinking, Christ almighty, I better get going. But as I said, Andre driving like a brick wall at the moment, putting his car in all the right places, so really good little battle here developing, and Nick Randall not far behind either, so this is becoming a 5-way battle. As Andre grabs another 3 seconds.
It's going to hurt, although most of the guys in this battle pack have penalties, except Nando. And he is looking quick in the wet. He's looking like he's enjoying this. If he just keeps it clean, he's in to gain himself a couple of positions. Randall picks up another 3 as well, so the penalties are falling in now.
Plenty of penalties, yeah. There's plenty of spots to get him here in Silverstone too, so even in the dry we saw Tier 2 rack them up. So these Tier 1 boys having to deal with those same track penalties in the wet. Again, shows you the class of driver we have here in OOR Tier 1. Still 10 laps of this one to go. It will feel like the longest 10 laps in the world for these drivers. Speaking of a long 10 laps, it's going to be a long 10 laps for Gerald Chew unless it really starts coming down, because that wet tyre option hasn't quite worked out for him. He's still down there in P18 and dropping well off the back of the rest of the field. In fact, being caught by Jared Ellis. So the wet tyre is not the ideal tyre, but these drivers up here, Andre, Mitch Weatherburn, Nando, they're all getting sideways on these inters, and this rain is really actually starting to come down heavier now. The skies are grey, the road is super slippery.
It's a typical UK day.
It really is, yeah.
These 2 Alpine drivers are ready to pick up any crumbs that may fall from up in front.
Oh, it's a lot of grass there for Nick Randall.
Tell you what, Nando's having a look at Mitch here. He's going to get the move done too, I think.
Oh, Mitch got...
Try and hang on.
Nice exit, but Nando looks like he is. He's going to complete it. Let's go, Nando. Woo! All right.
He's wet weather driving.
He is absolutely killing it. Now, can he get one done past Andre, who has, as we said, been the stopper in the bottle up until now? Let's see if Nando can put enough pressure on Andre to either force him into a mistake or get a move done.
He does get past Andre. He's only going to close up a couple of seconds to Juan Afik, and he grabbed him on penalties as well. So, it's right on the back of him here.
Massive lock of the brakes coming into those 2 corners, so he is pushing. Everyone else very tentative on the gas and very careful on the brakes coming into the corners, but Nando is shirking those responsibilities. He is having a crack. We love this from Nando. Has already made a couple of moves, and
very wide through there.
Zekai Chu, in the meantime, has moved up into Mitch Weatherburn. God, how? Whoa! Whoa!
Grabbed himself a 3-second penalty at the same time, but what a save.
That's a huge save. Again, can't stress enough how difficult it is to save these cars in the dry, let alone the wet. That is super high quality driving from Mitch Weatherburn. Very unlucky to grab 3 seconds as a bit of a whack on the wrist for it, but wowee, what a save.
Change your pants moment.
He's grabbed another one. Less than 3
no.
corners later, he got 3 warnings in 3 corners. That is terrible. Unlucky for Mitch Weatherburn. So up to 9 seconds worth of penalties for him now, which is the most of any driver, including Muhammad Afan, who, as I said, has been passed by Zekai Chu for P2 now.
So there is some moves happening all over.
Oh, no! No, he's dead! No! How is Nando not dead? What? What just happened?
What is that Alfa Romeo made of? As we get a safety car.
Oh,
Who built that Alfa Romeo?
what a
That's
time for a safety car, by the way, with 8 laps to go.
Oh.
I don't, who pits, who goes onto fresh inters, who changes onto wets.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But Juan Afik dead in the middle of the road. Nando, absolutely no time to respond, has absolutely blown his front wing apart, but does get to carry on in the race after somehow not DNFing there.
Gerald Chew's picked up a 5-second for a severe collision, so I don't know who he's run into, but I have no idea how that Alfa Romeo is still moving.
What a tank of a vehicle.
But Guanafik from P10, unfortunately, is out of this race, and we have a safety car.
Oh,
So-
boy, oh boy, wowee, what about that? So, Peter Thomas looks like he
Really
stayed out.
This really helps all the guys that have no penalties.
Muhammad Afan's coming in the pits. What is this camera angle? Is everyone... What is this? What is this?
What is happening?
What is this?
We're stuck on a side pod. There we go.
Right, okay. That was weird. What the hell sort of bug was that? Can I replicate it? Yes, I can.
So who's come in?
I can.
So we got
Look, everyone's a side pod. All right, sorry, stop. Oh, I'm sorry. Grow up, Jamie.
we got what, 3 cars in the pits at the moment.
All right, who's in the pits? Who's pitting? What's going on?
Mohammed Afan, Sight, Daniel Wong, Jeremy Washington, Andre McLeod's in.
There is a couple of wet tyres coming out now.
Nando obviously needs a new front wing. See, this is interesting. With only 5 laps to go, whether these guys on wets are going to be able to get them up to temp and be quicker, they're going to have to do it from well back. But all these guys with penalties in front of them, they're going to easily nab these positions back.
Is that? It's honestly like the game thinks that there's 3 camera angles I can choose from now. So for those who don't know, I usually only have 2. Right? I have the driver's eye view and the Codemasters view, which sort of rotates between like a helicopter cam sometimes and this race, TV broadcast view and a few other views like a side pod sometimes, and sometimes it's out the back of the car. There's actually literally like 13 camera angles, but Codemasters gets to choose 12 of them, and I get to choose, 2, which is, as I said, the driver's eye or this. But today, we have a third. We have the side pod view, which
I like this one.
I was going to say let's watch the rest of the race in this view, but no, I can't. Grow up, Jamie. But we just get a really good view of how green the grass is here in Silverstone, and what else is there? There's not a lot else. It's not a great camera angle, let's be honest. It'd be really good if there was a side-by-side battle going into Cops, but we're under safety car at the moment, so this is a bloody hopeless camera angle. But yeah,
Lamb decided to jump into the pit lane. So I wonder if he's going to chuck some full wets on as well. Seems like some drivers have chosen inters, some drivers have chosen wets.
Danny
It's
Wong
been very interesting 5 laps.
had his brakes locked all the way from Cops all the way down into turn 11 or 12, whatever that is. So those wet tyres, I'm not sure if they're the optimum tyre, because
I still don't think the wet tyres are the right tyre.
But how wet-
This safety car is still going to be out for another 2 laps or so by the time everyone catches up.
how wet does it need to be? Like, it is pissing down and the track is very wet. How wet does it need to be for the wet tyres to be optimal? There's more than one driver. There's 5 drivers now who have gone onto wet tyres, so perhaps Jeff has said it is now time for the wet tyre.
Still no penalties for anyone in the top 5. A few drivers below that. Jeremy will obviously jump up some positions. Daniel Lambert from P12 is going to jump up quite a few. Nando from P15.
Speaking of positions, how's everyone going in terms of where we started now that a bunch of pit stops have been going and finishing off? Ethan Small.
Up and right.
Nice one, mate. That is excellent. He's very much enjoying himself, although he's got a penalty. How hefty is that penalty? It's only 3 seconds. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. And Andre McLeod, the Tier 2 pole setter, has come into Tier 1 and come from the back of the field to be up in P13. So that's a nice little result for him. Guanafik obviously DNFing, so he doesn't count. Kennethang having a race to forget so far, down 6. Daniel Lambert also struggling, down P5. Danny Wong, grid jokes on screens, up 5, doing very nicely.
Lord with the "that's no small feat," throwing the dad jokes around.
Love that from you, Alex.
With no,
That's why we
with no
love you in
feet,
chat.
One needs to throw the jokes.
There's only one man who has superior dad jokes, and that is Peach. He is on fire with his dad jokes. Comes into chat here with them sometimes, but he's always in ACC chat with them and commentates the sprint series with them. He is
Moritz is pretty good with them too.
The dad of all dads. Yeah, Moritz and Jeremy Washington's the other one. So those three, I think, compete for that title. So Peter Thomas has had the gap closed due to this safety car, and with only 5 laps to go, he'll have Zikai Chu chomping at the bit, trying to close him down and potentially pinch a race win here. It would be his first race win of the season for Zikai Chu. He has been up there in the top positions all season long, and if not for Peter Thomas, would probably have himself a couple of race wins, but Peter Thomas is in another bloody tier. I don't know why we allow him to race here. I do know, because he's...
I do not die wondering, and I just throw it up the inside.
Send it, you reckon? Peter Thomas has already got the championship, so he's not going to be too upset if I kill him, right?
I'd send it. Send it.
Send it! Send it, Zikai! Get him!
If you see an opening for that race win, you take it.
Alright, so everyone has caught up now as we enter into the second sector. Peter Thomas is chasing around the Aston Martin safety car. What is this camera? Why do I have 3 cameras now? Is this a bug or a mode that I've found? What is this?
2021 doesn't want us to leave. It's giving us new camera.
Yeah, giving us new features. Look, I've got new features. Look, stay with me.
Please don't leave me.
You've still got this low revolution bug, so I'm out. Unless you fix that, I'm done. Oh, it sounds terrible.
But safety cars coming in this lap. We're going to have 5 laps.
Shut up.
I actually like that beat you were dropping there.
It's terrible. Oh, it drives me nuts. 5 laps to go.
No DRS. Just send it. Peter Thomas has gone early. He's decided to go as soon as he could go. Cole Jackson's been caught out. Alex Bowen looks like being caught out as well.
Not wrong. Peter was ready for the restart, and he took off very early. I tell you what, the camera angles are playing funny buggers with me now because they're changing themselves. Stop changing yourself. What? Oh, we're going to go the last 5 laps like this, are we? We're just going to be Codemasters for the last 5 laps. Don't do it to me. Just let me choose the camera angle. Oh my god.
Everyone stayed very clean. Loves that side pod view.
I don't. What is happening?
Loves that.
It's sentient. Codemasters have become sentient. Oh no.
Cole Jackson's lost 3 seconds off that restart. He's made himself very vulnerable to the cars behind him. But he has no penalties, so as long as he just keeps it clean.
Okay. Look, I know we all love driver cam. We want to be on board as we watch Hong Yi close the gap to a little under half a second and Peter Thomas stretch it at 1.2. But I have lost control of the broadcast cameras. I can
Now punishing us for leaving.
Look, I bet you if I don't touch a button, it'll let me sit on this camera for the next however long I want. If you want to stay here, this is fine. This camera angle is fine. You can stay here. There's battles going on back here between Ethan Small and Danny Wong. Let's jump on board and see if we can...
Daniel Lambert has DNF'd.
Ooh, it's not another safety car, is it?
Oh, we're going to get one this late. No, I don't think so. I think he'll just disappear. It's very unfortunate for him. He's had a great race.
Danny Wong's into the pits.
Coming into the pits.
Oh, this is terrible. It lets me stay on this one, but it won't let me stay here. Look, hands off. Look, straight onto another one. Oh, sorry, guys. I am sorry. There's nothing I can do about this. Codemasters just seeing us out for F1 2021. We love you. We love you, Codemasters. Never change.
You picks up 3 seconds.
No, that's a lie. Change immediately.
I was about to say, change a lot, please. Completely reset yourself and... Nathan Monks
this is a great battle. I won't watch this battle between Nick Randall and Nathan Monks. Let me watch it.
Nick Randall's up the inside. Nathan Monks is going to have to try again.
Oh my god.
He's not liking you anymore.
Stay here. Stay on this camera angle. Don't move. Don't move. Right? I want to go all the way through maggots and... Okay. Are we good? Are we good? Do you need an apology? No? We're good? All right. Let's stay on board with Nathan Monks. We've got...
Caressing got you there.
some kind words. I'm scared to touch a button now. I'm scared to go any other driver. Muhammad Afan closing the gap now to Kyle Jackson. Right. I'm scared to go up there. We'll stick on this battle a little bit longer because these two have been side by side for the last lap or two now, so there's a chance that they rejoin battle. Oh, Nathan Monk's getting a little crossed up there, but does okay to save it.
Eyeballs in chat saying the guys on the wet tyres have not fared very well, so that definitely was not the play. Looks like they actually come back in and put Inters on.
It was that bad, yeah.
So they realised very quickly that they needed to get off those wets.
Daniel Lambert DNF'd on the wet tyres, so yeah, you're not wrong. But that's what I'm saying. How wet does it need to be before
It's very wet.
Well, it is super wet right now. I would have thought wet tyres would be great, but anyway, what do I know? That's why I'm up here in the sky and not in the car, because I'm bloody slow. Nathan Monk's looking really good here.
It's going to open the door for Nathan.
Nathan also got a little sideways coming out, but he's looked
Very
pretty quick.
close on braking.
Using a very high gear here.
Gerald Chu with a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. He has picked up a few tonight. I think he'd be close to 15, 16 seconds.
Yeah, not including his tier 2 penalties as well, so he's had a shocker of it all.
Oh, Nick Randell picks up one. That's going to hurt him.
There was another 3 seconds before that. It was so quick that I didn't see it, but there's...
Tell you what, Nando in P10 is probably going to jump all the way to P6 if he just keeps himself where he is.
And that's amazing considering he nearly DNF'd himself. Oh, God. Sorry, I shouldn't have changed. Stay. Stay. Oh, all right. I think I might have figured it out, but again, it's not ideal. Anyway, whatever.
To get these moves done.
Oh, that's a cut, Nando. We're just talking about you. No penalties. What have you done? That's a Jacob curse.
That's yeah.
That is a Jacob special.
I'll have to send the apology after the race.
With 2 laps to go in F1 21, you've just gone and said, I'll have one more curse, thanks. Nice work from you. Really good.
Got a good train of cars here happening, though.
Yeah,
they've all got penalties, but they've all got nothing to lose. Just throw it around.
Can I flick the
2
penalties?
laps to go this season.
All right.
Look at that, 18 seconds for Gerald.
There's a big mix of penalties here too. Muhammad Afan with 3 and then 6, 9, 3, 3, 9. So who knows what's going to happen to this timing board by the time we're finished. There's a 4-second gap between Ethan Small and Muhammad Afan.
I want to see chaos to finish this season. We've got 2 laps to go. Nathan Monks picks up another one, so he goes to 6 seconds.
It doesn't get much more chaotic than this. With 2 laps to go, it is absolutely shedding down rain. Peter Thomas has stretched his legs and created a little bit of a gap out to Zekai Chu, so it looks like he's going to finish this one off nicely for F1 2021 after dominating the latter half of this season and is our Tier 1 champion. Zekai Chu doing nicely up there in P2 and Hong Ye hanging on to P3.
He started this season as a reserve driver, didn't he?
Who's that?
Zekai, did he start this season as a reserve driver?
Oh, Nando! Good save again. Oh, I just got on the gas as he rejoined, though, and nearly killed himself. Come on, Nando, bring it home.
Done well.
Yeah, spot on. Zekai did start as a reserve, so he's done very nicely to slot himself into the very high echelons here of Tier 1. Nando bleeding positions now to Mitch Weatherburn, Kenneth Ang, and Jeremy Washington also picking up one. So up at P12 he goes. Andre McLeod's DNF back here.
Andre's DNF'd. That's unfortunate.
Gerald Chu's got an excursion happening on the grass. Just want to try and figure out where Andre is on track.
Gerald now. He's on the back straight just after making seconds.
Yeah, so he's dead
Gerald
back
Chu
there.
picked up another 10-second penalty.
What? No.
23.
He's going to get disqualified.
The game is going to DQ him soon if he's not careful. He is on the last lap.
Look at him go. He's literally drifting these corners. He is all over the place. Has he got... I'm not even going to pretend like he's got wing damage. He's just struggling on the tyres.
He's got soft tyres on. He's got soft
He does
tyres.
have soft tyres. What a lad! The chattest of Chad moves.
What has he done?
He's on the soft.
He's pitted and it's whacked him on the soft tyre.
What a fucking legend.
Oh, no,
he is too.
I was catching him too.
And
This
you
could
kn-
end
he's going to bring it home. Stuff getting in the pit. Oh, look,
no.
who needs this? This would be 10 seconds.
Surely. Picking up the penalties. It's going to DQ him.
He's done well there, to be honest, to get off track because he knew cars were coming behind him and he didn't want to be a bloody roadblock. So he's done the right thing here. Does the game punish him for it? He is doing the Jim's mowing route all the way home. He did get
Peter Thomas comes across the line in P1.
Nice work, Peter Thomas, Tier 1 champion, mate. Too easy.
Ekai P2, Hong Yi P3, Alex Bowen P4. Mohammed Irfan's going to hold on for P5, but penalties are going to hurt him. Cole Jackson jumps up. And then God knows where the rest of the field's going to finish with all these penalties. We'll have to wait for them to shake out.
Just sorting themselves out now. Mohammed Irfan grabs
Washington,
P6.
P7.
Jeremy jumps up to P7. Nice one. Ethan Small, Kenneth Ang, and Nando hangs on to P10 by the very thinnest of margins from the man on screen, Nathan Monks. A 10th behind in P11, Mitch Weatherburn in P12. But Gerald Chu is, as Brian so rightly put, the people's champion, bringing home this race on the soft tyres in what is treacherous conditions. He would be better suited in a boat in how wet this track is. Ethan Small grabs Codemasters driver of the day, but it is this man, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause, your flowers, your credits, and everything else to him. Peter Thomas stands on the top step yet again and is your Tier 1 champion for F1 2021 in the Octane Online Racing Legends Series. It has been a dominant performance from him. It is Zikai Chu up there in P2 tonight and Hong Yi Huang in P3. Congratulations to those fellas for grabbing a podium here in the wet conditions. But as we said, Peter Thomas is Tier 1 champion, purple lap, pole position, race win. He's done it again. He did it at Hungary. He did it at Suzuka. And he's done it here. He has absolutely blitzed the field up there in P1. Zikai Chu, Hong Yi Wang, Alex Bowen, Kyle Jackson are the top 5. A bunch of penalties between P6 and the rest of the field means that a bit of a shake-up occurred. Mohammed Afan, Jeremy Washington, Ethan Small, and Kenneth Ang and Nando bring out the top 10. And then further back in the field, Nathan Monks, Mitch Weatherburn, Nick Rendell, and Danny Wong and Jared Ellis are 11 through 15. Andre McLeod, Gerald Chu DNFing towards the end. No, Gerald Chu didn't DNF, so he still finished behind Andre McLeod somehow, who did DNF, didn't he?
Oh, Andre DNF, so I'm not
so
sure
he
how...
still managed to fit. That's double, super, triple Chad move if you DNF and you still finish in front of someone who came across the line. Anyway, goodness me. All right, well, there you go. Tier 1 done, Tier 2 done. Tick, tick, tick. F1 2021 is done for another season. It has been an absolute pleasure. Chat, you have been best on ground all season long, and I thank you for joining myself and keeping me company. But my biggest thanks go to Jacob Weatherburn, who has absolutely carried the show in here. Jacob, thank you very much on your debut season.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure as always, and I have enjoyed every second of it.
Don't thank me, thank Malik, and go out there and become a Patreon if you're not already, because there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to bring you this spicy, spicy action. We are looking forward to coming back for F1 2022. A brand new game, a brand new tyre model. There will be virtual reality for the drivers to contend with as well. Ben Diabol's looking very much forward to that. But a lot of spicy new things coming in F1 2022. So we're looking forward to a new season then. That'll kick off in a couple of weeks' time once everyone's done their provisionals and qualifications and whatnot. And we sort them all out. As Mull said before, more than 70 entrants already and still plenty of time left to sign up. So get yourselves in. It's going to be a big season coming. Until then, my name is Jamie Conboy. He has been Jacob Weatherburn. This is Octane Online Racing. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We will see you again.